We began this journey with an empty roster and constructed this team out of undrafted free agents and practice squad players. After winning 6 games in our first 2 years combined, we had a breakthrough in year 3 with a 6-win season. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but this team has taken a massive step. The roster has taken shape, we've developed some star players, and I can't wait to see where this 4th season takes the Montreal Snowhawks. What a great time it's been working on this series and spending 3 years with the Montreal Snowhawks. I love seeing how enthusiastic you guys are about seeing the new episodes show up, even if it's been like a week or longer. You guys have really enjoyed this series. There are a lot of new subscribers that have found the channel, so thank you all for your response to the first 3 videos. This style of content has been very refreshing. It's nice to try something new and to see such a strong response to it. And I do think that we have a chance to actually make this strange series successful. There are so many stars on this team now. You've got 4 players with superstar development on defense, another one with X Factor, and we found that our stars on the offensive side really are tight end Jeremy Blaylock and running back Quentin Whiteside. The fact that we won 6 games last year after getting off to a bad start, starting some young offensive linemen and just trusting the process and the development, that was very rewarding. It was my favorite 6-win series I think any of my Madden franchises have ever had. So where do we go from here? I'm excited about the future, but I also have a little bit of sad news for this series at the same time. We had a key player actually retire, and I didn't realize it. Players in this game tend to retire earlier than in any other Madden that I've played, and that includes, for us, running back Kamani Vidal, who retires after 5 seasons spent in the NFL, and he retires as our all-time leading rusher. I was checking out the stats and taking some notes before getting the recording started, and I'm like, wait a minute, where's Kamani Vidal? There's no way he retired, but that's exactly what happened. A lot of running backs will retire before they ever hit 30. So we were already going to be shifting things more toward Quentin Whiteside after his tremendous end of the season. He will be the lead running back going into next year. I think he's ready. I also think we have one of the premier receiving tight ends now in the league, and that is Jeremy Blaylock, who went undrafted out of Oregon State. But the first 2 years of his NFL career have been phenomenal. I wish these boosts would go away. These aren't reflecting the true ratings of these players. But Blaylock is a superstar tight end who really came into his own in the middle of year 1, and then this last year, I can't believe some of the catches he made and some of the games that he made possible for us to win. Overall, we had a lot of improvement in year 3. We won 6 games after never topping 3 in the past. Our offense scored 3 more points per game than we had in the previous season. Our defense allowed under 30 per game. There's still a long way to go, but we are making legitimate progress, and we are now a 78 overall team. A 67 overall tackle wants to make around $7 million a year. That's the weirdest part. One of the weirdest parts of this series are the contract demands, but we do have plenty of cap space, at least for the time being. I'm going to let a few players hit free agency. Justin Aboigbe's 28 years old. Will look for a younger defensive tackle to join the team. And I'll offer a contract to backup linebacker. Okay, Bobby Hill doesn't want to play here. Oh yeah, let's take a look at our career stats to this point before we add to this roster, get into Season 4. Quarterback Max Wilbon has been our quarterback the entire series. I nearly made a change this last year. There was an opening for Markel Pearson, didn't exactly take advantage of it, so Wilbon remains the guy. And after a horrible start to the year, managed to finish with over 3,500 yards and his 3rd consecutive 20-touchdown season. Part of what gives me a lot of hope in year 4 is that I think we can avoid this type of start. We had a lot of offensive linemen debuting. I was developing some players with good development that weren't really that ready to play, but by the time we got to the later part of the year, they had gotten some developments and the team was significantly stronger. Quentin Whiteside has 15 rushing touchdowns, 1,301 yards. He's one of my favorite players on this team. Adonai Mitchell has had a lot of success with us, as has Brendan Rice. Jeremy Blaylock has been very good. And I'd say that Victor Vega, his prospects look up going into this next season. I signed him off of the Raiders practice squad. I was surprised to see his skills available like that. And he left a good impression to end the third season. Jordan Rivera has over 400 tackles. Xavier Thomas has 27.5 sacks. We have 3 players above 20. And Jordan Rivera has 6 career interceptions. He's our #1 X Factor and one of our MVPs. Imagine being a part of our scouting department where they can look at a list of the top 300 prospects and basically cross everybody off. Our scouting department has to go find all the backups, all the D2 players, all the guys with like no film. And that's how we have to figure out who we're going to sign. But hey, I think our scouts have clearly done a really good job to this point. This team has improved quite a lot. Now, every year our roster gets stronger, so it's not as easy to find rookies that really fit into this team. Sometimes you can find a star dev guy and he's a better backup than who you have, but starters at this point I think will be few and far between unless there are really good high development players, and we ran into a couple of those a year ago. Center is the one offensive line position where we don't have anybody above a normal dev, so that wouldn't be the worst place to look, although I like having Quintana. After losing Kamani Vidal, I wouldn't mind an additional running back. To be fair, I was probably going to do that anyway. And I'd like to see a D lineman with some pass rush upside. We have some good players there, but if we just take a look at ratings that don't have a very high ceiling on the team, those pass rush moves have like an 80 or so ceiling. The highest finesse move is 85 from Jonathan Clinton, and then our highest power move is 79. I really want to get 80 plus. And this is why you'll see me sometimes play players like 67 overall Ramon Torres, because there's one rating that I'm trying to take advantage of. All right, our off season has officially started. Practice squad eligible, and here we are. Rookie running back 73 overall. That's really high, and normal dev, but this is Elijah Dunn. He's from Michigan, and he's got great top speed, 76 break tackle. I mean, this is a no-brainer. We are absolutely signing Elijah Dunn. I may have to sign this edge rusher, Damon Gray. He doesn't have a standout rating, but he's well-rounded, could probably find a home on the bench. He's not a rookie. Someone must have released him, and we'll pick him up. We check the quarterback position every year, and there are only a few undrafted quarterbacks available. Tyrell Linton, Dominique Gardiner, another normal dev quarterback. We have yet to find the opportunity to get a quarterback above a normal. It happens, but it hasn't happened for us. And honestly, some of the most intriguing players are already picked up by other teams. We've seen that over the course of this series. So anybody here that is an undrafted free agent rookie, I am allowed to trade for them. Honestly, this year our options are looking a lot thinner than normal. Here is Jacob Reveron. He has star development. We have a lot of linebackers, so it's not just a slam dunk all the time to add these rookies. They have to be an upgrade in some way. You know what? I think I will trade for this linebacker, Isaiah Finch. Only a 66 overall, but he already has 74 awareness. He has great speed. I feel like he would develop really nicely. So there's one trade. Star Dev Center, Lane Richmond. If we want a Star Dev Center, this is our opportunity. Even if he's a backup in year one, I think we've got to go for it here. Last year, we saw what it was like to have these backup offensive linemen, and it was very difficult. So I wouldn't be against just picking up a guy like Richmond, making him one of our 6 focus players, and just waiting for him to reach 70 overall. Back to the free agent market now. Cole Bradford, star dev receiver. Okay. You have my attention. Great speed and acceleration, solid route running start, some kick return upside. That's a good move. I found another star dev receiver, Isaac Doolittle. One menu that's kind of interesting too is if you go to the Improved Team tab. I like the interface it gives you for finding players, and sometimes it'll list free agents and they can have high dev. It takes some time to click in and out of all those profiles, so sometimes you can get some answers here. Players to trade for or free agents that are kind of interesting. Like here, maybe we should look out to see if the Rams end up putting Dalton Stafford on their practice squad, because he's a 65 overall X factor. He's 24 years old, so like an old rookie if he is a rookie. But we'll have to keep an eye out for him. We're going to add another tight end out of Butler, Manuel Cruz. That's receiving tight end. We'll pick up defensive tackle Chance Starling with his 73 power moves. Might be a practice squad player. Then we'll add a safety in Juan Bernal, 6'3", 210 pounds at 21 years old. Really big hitting safety. And I saw some feedback on that last episode to not be playing tackles out of position, because I guess their overall drops or something. We will move Kyle McCann to left tackle. And again, it is training camp. We're going all in on development here to try to get a few extra upgrades before the new season. I can't believe that last video went 3 hours, and you guys were like so excited that it was basically a movie. It was not my intention to go 3 hours. I just spent a lot of time recording that last one. We'll see what this turns into. I'd love to know down below what you enjoy so much about this series. I think the format is interesting, doing one season at a time and having a lot of depth in there. I try to make deeper franchise experiences. That's usually led to me doing like 100 plus episode series. But this is a different type of format, and you guys seem to really like it. And it's one of the first new things I've really come up with in the last handful of years. So, last year we had to talk to our kicker who wanted to be a quarterback. You know, I've been seeing that one show up lately. Let's switch it up this time. Braden Swinson. This is a great one. He's on the edge. He is kind of our number 3 rusher. So, I'd like to see him achieve this. So it appears we are headed to a 4th year with Max Wilbon as this team's starting quarterback. I think at this stage, the best way for us to get upgrades will be off of other teams' practice squads. I'd love to get a backup quarterback with a dev trait if possible, but there usually aren't a lot of quarterbacks on practice squads. Last year, it felt like Wilbon was missing a lot of throws despite some pretty good accuracy ratings. The sliders I'm playing on do knock down accuracy, so quarterbacks aren't perfect. And I kind of enjoy having a little bit more inaccuracy to deal with. I'm realizing here if I hold L1 to throw the ball high that I'm getting significantly more bullseyes. And at 25 years old, it'll be harder to develop these players. My XP sliders really skew things in the direction of players under 25. Players here aren't just stuck at their ratings, but we'll see where Wilbon goes. This will be a really nice boost hitting that gold. Of course, we have the small chance at a dev trait increase, and Wilbon doesn't have it happen. Bang. Markel Pearson. That was a pretty good finish. Quentin Whiteside, as I've said, is one of my favorite players, but this seems like a good opportunity for us to develop Elijah Dunn, the undrafted running back, who I think has a lot of overlap with Whiteside's skill set. but he's only 21 years old, and it would be nice to get him a boost. And if we walk out of here with like a 75 overall rookie running back, that's like a first or second round talent. That's what's cool about this series and why I was kind of inspired to do it. I kept seeing star dev, superstar dev, and really good UDFAs all throughout franchise. So why not try to make a team out of them? This was the Madden to finally break the idea out for, because there are so many good players. All right, that's gold. Let's go with wide receiver Cole Bradford now with that star dev. He has a high enough starting point with his overall to where I'm intrigued with him maybe one day having a chance to become our slot receiver starter. Brendan Rice has held that role, and he's been really good. But he's approaching 27 years old, and we got to keep developing players to take on roles. There we go. Good route. Little outside release. Fake it to the inside. Come back outside. I don't know if playing wide receiver in like career mode would be fun, but like I can kind of see with some of these controls how it could be. With this offensive lineman drill, we've got our left tackle, Kyle McCann. Last season, that protection at the start of the year was so bad. I want to quickly establish that McCann is one of our franchise offensive linemen. I would love to see a dev trait boost. Come on. We got gold, no upgrade. I'm not sure we really have that defensive lineman under 25 years old that I'm really trying to develop. I hope we can find that player. Maybe he's on a practice squad somewhere. So we're going to use Matias Madrano in this drill. He's been on the team since this series began, and I think he's one of our more well-rounded defensive tackles. I really like the story of Nick Matias last episode, being this superstar linebacker that I picked up. He wasn't one of our best guys, but he did start immediately because of that upside. Later in the year, Jordan Rivera ends up getting injured. Matias goes on to lead the team in tackles and had an interception of Josh Allen to clinch one of our most impressive wins of the season. Intercepted him in the back of the end zone with perfect coverage. It really felt like that was the moment to cement that he had come into his own by the end of the year and that the development had happened. And he went from like a high 60s overall player to now a 77. And this drill should get him pretty close to an 80. But that's going to give us a really strong linebacker duo between him and Jordan Rivera. Each has a high dev trait, so I anticipate them being a really nice force for this defense. Here's Tyrell Matthews, 24-year-old corner with superstar development. Azariah Thomas got his superstar unlocked last episode. Secondary is one of my favorite parts of this team, and I think the better we get this pass rush, the better the secondary is actually going to be if they don't have to defend for so long. Not getting any boosts here in dev. So I don't think Braden Swinson was successful, but he's going to bring in a personal coach to work on some skills. We're going to have him work on his power moves. All right, we went 1-2 in our preseason games. I saw one injury pop up, and it's backup quarterback Markel Pearson. Broken thumb week to week. I imagine then he's good for the start of the year, but everybody's setting their practice squads now. It's the next best time for us to look at anything else we want to do to this roster. In some cases, you've got cuts here. Wow, 80 overall running back just became available. Cliff Pierman. We'll have to see why he was cut. On practice squad, you've got 76 overall players, some lower 70s. But why is there an 80 overall running back? Oh, and he has star development. Cliff Pierman is absolutely going to be joining this team. Sometimes you get strange opportunities like this. Looks like he was released by the Falcons. He has a year of experience with Minnesota, and he's a former second-round pick. The Falcons cut him even though he had practice squad eligibility. That's the interesting part. Here are the quarterbacks that are available on practice squads. I'd love to add a development trait, but none of these players have one. And there are only a few practice squad eligible quarterbacks now out there. So another year with nobody above normal dev at the position. Looks like the Rams have not put defensive tackle Dalton Stafford on the practice squad, so I don't have a way of getting him. He was a draft pick of theirs in the 6th round. We'll see if he ever ends up on their practice squad, at which point we will get him. I gotta think there's some room on this roster for Isaiah Parks. Really fast, athletic cornerback with man coverage at 78, 24 years old. I've decided to trade away Jalen Coker, one of our veteran receivers, as I think we have enough veterans and I need room for the developmental players. I might have to actually cut a player here with Star Dev and Mike Bullard, as I have some other slot archetype players I've wanted on this team. I was able to get a 6th rounder for him. We'll release J.C. Bolden. The cuts get harder every season. I'm going to have to put Jarrell Hines on the practice squad. There is a chance we lose him being a 75, but I like our rookie running back. I want to keep him on the team, Elijah Dunn. Isaac Doolittle, I'm going to try to stash on the practice squad. He's a 23-year-old rookie, so I'll prioritize Bradford, who's a higher overall and younger. Dylan Osborne was one of our starting tackles to start the season last year. He's actually going to go to the practice squad. It just feels wrong to get rid of star dev players, but it's what we got to do. He made some outstanding plays for us a couple years ago, but we're going to be releasing Colin Oliver. 6.5 sacks, an interception. That was a pick 6. We're going to release Dominique Hampton. He's been on the team from day one, but we need to think about some of these younger players. He's one of our oldest. He's 29 years old. All right, we're getting down to 53. That was one of the hardest cut downs I think I've had. Wish I had room for like 70 players on this roster. Oh, the Rams have released a defensive tackle, but it's not the one we wanted. They're too smart. And suddenly Dalton Stafford is an injury away from playing. He might get some snaps now. I may have to make a move here. I found something I want to do. We are going to probably trade away Manny Boston. I like getting some extra mid-round picks just because at the trade deadline or throughout the year, I might find some trades I want to make. But just this week, in week 1, a couple new receivers became available, and I'm eyeing up Kevin Fulcher, 76 overall, nearly at an upgrade, and he's only 23 years old. So he was 21 when he was drafted, and his route runnings are far better than Boston, and he's not quite as explosive, but I think this is an actual player with some good upside. So let's see what upgrading we get to do now. We have 5 for Kyle McCann, 4 for Cole Bradford. This is that platinum camp counselor ability. So going to Kyle McCann, we're going to put all of these into pass protector. I think when we started off last season, McCann wasn't our left tackle. The guy who was like a 64 or 65 overall. Then I remembered to go get McCann from the 49ers. He was a great undrafted option for us. And now our week 1 difference is probably close to 10 points of overall. 74 overall left tackle Kyle McCann. We didn't really get any run blocking in there. I was hoping maybe they'd throw a few in, but at least the pass blocking ratings are now 80 plus, and we should do a little bit more in the run game. Here's Cole Bradford. We have 4 upgrades to get his journey started. Route running is going to be a target. Release and deep route running are pretty limited. But if you're looking for a Brendan Rice replacement or a key backup if Rice were to get hurt, Bradford seems to be the best fit there. Let's go 1 physical. Hope they give us a little bit of release. I just don't like seeing that rating so low. And then we'll do 1 in playmaker. That jumped him up to 73 overall with Star Dev as a rookie receiver. That makes him like a late 1st, early 2nd round pick if you think about it that way. He might not play a lot early on, but he will be a focused player, and if there is an injury at receiver, especially to Rice, he would get the chance to play. Tyrell Matthews has a trio of upgrades. That's cool to still see we can get a pretty good boost like that when he needs 8K for an upgrade. He's been here for a couple years. We should get some new abilities unlocked too at 85. There are some that are locked behind reaching that. Final upgrade gives him 2 awareness, 2 zone coverage. He's only 24 years old. The number 17 cornerback in the league. That's pretty serious. We're going to give him both outside shade and inside shade. These are going to help him a lot in man coverage. And then medium route knockout. I think those abilities are going to give him some really nasty man cover skills. Here's Nick Matias. He has joined the 80 overall club. Should be upgrading again soon. And might have access to some new abilities now that he has hit this 80 mark. Field General taking him up to an 82 overall. His zone coverage is sitting at a 79. Very respectable. 87 awareness. That's really good. That's like a guy who has 7 years experience. Short route knockout. Here is Max Wilbon, becoming an 81 overall. From 60, or was he a 59 when I first picked him up? That throw under pressure boost was nice. 82 overall, Max Wilbon getting 2 more throw on the run. It's time for him at age 25 to show he can lead this team to have a chance at making the postseason. I'm afraid to make that the expectation. That's a high bar to clear. But if we won 6 games last year after that bad starts, and we have this team on the rise, approaching an 80 overall roster, I want to be in that mix to go to the postseason. And I want to win 9 games. Madrano gets 2 upgrades. He has 71 power moves. Really is never going to get fixed there, but he's clearly our best defensive tackle. I added some more competition for Elijah Dunn, but I still think he's going to get a good deal of playing time. That running back I picked up earlier, I want him to kind of compete with Jarquez Hunter. We'll see who's best in that role. But Dunn is only 21 years old and is a 75 overall. Again, a lot of overlap with what he does and what we get from Whiteside, but I think he should still have a solid role. We'll get Markel Pearson now into the 70s. If there's an injury at quarterback, he would be in line to play, and I think his ratings are very playable. I think that if this were a fresh series and you got to open with Markel Pearson, that would be a great starting point. And it's really cool to see how many of you have watched this series and then have wanted to do the same thing on your own. If I can inspire you guys to play the game, especially in this way, then this series is doing something right. Really glad I was excited about this idea. And as a creator, I know if you're excited about something, just do it and see what happens. We have arrived at the start of Season 4 with the Snowhawks. Our defense is rated an 80 overall, and we're a 78 overall team. Here's a look at our roster. There has not been a significant amount of change. I think from here on out, it's going to be a few players at a time that really stand out with a high overall or a good dev trait. But we have set the foundation of this roster. We know the identity of this team. We'll see what it's like having to replace Kamani Vidal. I certainly didn't plan to move on from him this episode. And I continue to think that there's still a high ceiling for this defense. They gave up around 29 points a game last year, and that is worst in the league. And that's with this secondary. But across the board, we continue to get stronger. We have impact players. If we get enough from this pass rush, this team could really take a massive leap forward. We need to get out to a stronger start this year, and we open against the Las Vegas Raiders. Just to show you the Raiders roster at this stage, they have Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Ashton Genty, Quinnen Williams is over here. Ben Waters is their franchise quarterback. Things look a lot better for this franchise. Last year, it took us 6 games to get our first win, but we ended up finishing well and got 6 wins on the year. So, can we get off to a stronger start and give this team a chance at a winning record? We start on the road. Is that Charles Woodson? And here come the Raiders, trying to spoil our start of year 4. We did not go 5-12 last year. We won 6 games. Oh, Mike McDaniel? Interesting fit. The only time we've won in week 1 was, oddly enough, the first season, our first ever game. And here we go. Getting year 4 officially underway in the Snowhawks franchise. We'll send our defense out first, see if they can get us a nice stop. Last year we gave up like a 5-play touchdown drive that wasn't very difficult for the opposition. Out of the eye, Raiders will start with a throw this season, and Ben Waters finds his tight end Brock Bowers. We're trying to turn Jeremy Blaylock into a Brock Bowers caliber player. The Raiders start with 2 throws and 2 first downs. They fake it, and the throw downfield is contested. That was good coverage. That's also contested by Azariah Thomas. I'd love to play some more man coverage, but it also means manning up on Brock Bowers, which doesn't sound like fun. 3rd down, and we give up 9. They attack outside. Jack Besh inside the 20. We get the Raiders to 3rd and goal. They'll throw, and it is caught shy of the end zone, and the Raiders are going to leave the offense on. Gotta think that this is a run here. 4th and goal. It is a keeper. Waters doesn't get it. Matias Madrano on the hit. It's a turnover on downs. Huge goal line stand for the Snowhawks. And we'll come out backed up. And we're going to have Quentin Whiteside in the backfield. 1st down. He gets it. Doesn't go anywhere. The goal line stand was fun, but now we've got to play it safe being backed up like this. And I know they have Quinnen Williams, so I'm getting the ball out fast. Blaylock, not quite a 1st down. All right, they got the ball back and ended up turning it over on downs again on a 4th and 1 incompletion. Now, let's actually run our offense. What do you say? Whiteside in the game. I think we attack the left side instead of the right. For obvious reasons. Here is Whiteside. And he gets 4. Play action. And down goes Wilbon. He's met by Quinnen Williams. And Crosby wasn't far behind him. It's not fair to have Williams and Crosby on the same side. What are we supposed to do there? Back to pass, send it downfield. Rice almost to hit him in the hands. I'm really impressed with our defense. We have not given up any points yet in the first half. And I think that our best way to move the ball is going to be not throwing it. We've improved a lot, but we ain't handling that. 1st and 10. Whiteside straight ahead. He's brought down near the 40. Whiteside again. Now he gets to the outside and is laid out. Elijah Dunn is in the game for the first time in his NFL career. Gets the carry and no gain. 3rd and 4. Here's an opening. How about that for Whiteside? Keeps his balance. 1st down. Back to pass. Wide open. There's Whiteside. 1 man to beat. And he gets laid out again. I was like 99% sure he was going to make him miss with his 95 juke or whatever it is. Blaylock's the motion man. Running that way. Here goes Whiteside to the 10. Out of bounds at the 5. Now it's Jarquez Hunter, chased by Williams. He follows him into the end zone as we bounce it outside. And the Snowhawks strike first. Very impressed with this start. We get 2 turnovers on downs, and the Raiders have just been unable to move the ball in the Super Sim. Waters outside. Thomas was all over him. Jack Besh makes the catch. Genty gets to the outside and quickly makes his way into Montreal territory. Second down for Waters. He wants Bowers. Overthrown. I don't think they're in field goal range from here. 3rd and 10. Waters pressured. Someone's got to get there. And it was pick your poison in that situation. Hit the right stick so we'd leave the coverage to get him, but end up allowing a huge completion. And we need to not let them get to the end zone here. Force the check down, and let's force the field goal. They're going to play it risky, it looks like. This is going to be a throw on 1st and goal, and he's wide open. Man, that was a rough sequence. Oh, they have Brian Burns too? We might have like 50 passing yards by the time this is over. And we can't lose the field position game like this. We continue to start way backed up, but we can run the football a bit. We're actually going to throw it, but not far. Blaylock gets just 3. 3rd down. In there. Victor Vega gets the first down against his former team. This is going to be a screen. Blaylock now. Hard to get him going if we have to get the ball out immediately. This is where you don't want to be. Having to throw. 3rd down. Blaylock is overthrown. That was the look we wanted. But how about the play of this defense? Another 3 and out for the Raiders. They've been able to move the football for 3 drives in the second half. We're in the 4th quarter now. Hey, they got Quinnen Williams lined up on that side. Now that's not right. Down goes Quentin Whiteside. Back to the air. Down the middle. Intercepted. Yeah, didn't time that one nice at all, and it's picked off. Raiders will have it in Montreal territory. Man, they got a field goal out of it, and they're on the move again on this next possession. Game is on the line. Just so hard to move the ball on this defense when you've got to just cut out 90% of the passes. Here is Ashton Genty getting stuffed. We need to get them off the field now. Jonathan Clinton is in the game, our best finesse rusher. Can we get any pressure? No. And Jack Besh, first down. All right, that's a TFL on Genty. We got to turn this into a stop. They're setting up a screen, though. Good call. Got good blocking. He's outside of Tyrell Matthews, and it's enough for a first down. Throwing, slant, caught, touchdown. And the Raiders might have done just enough. We had a really nice chance to win this game. And I know that like all their success came when we weren't super simming or anything. I'm obviously going to play a lot of the key moments regardless. But we have to get more than one good possession. So we'll set up a screen here with Victor Vega and get our 5 or 6 yards. If we spread them out, that kind of changes the way they have to align. Maybe should have been doing more of that from the beginning. There we go. Blaylock on the catch. Back to the air. Blaylock. Got it. No. They're going to call pass interference, though, I think. We'll certainly take that. And, oh, that was close. Jump ball, but it's out of reach. We'll make this a one-possession game, but it's going to come down to an onside kick. Got to somehow get one to go our way here. Sanchez kicks it, and it's picked up near the 50-yard line. And the Raiders are going to hold on. But, man, they were really vulnerable. All right, that's probably one of the toughest defensive lines I've had to run against in this series. So, most teams won't have a Max Crosby and a Quinnen Williams lining up next to each other where we just have no chance. 99 yards passing here for Max Wilbon. We were going to have to find a couple more scores, and we just weren't able to do it. But seeing our defense play this well makes me pretty hopeful that we'll have a lot of opportunities to win. And now that those first abilities have wore off, because some of these end up staying locked for like 5 weeks or 7 weeks, like Camp Counselor only helps you during training camp, but you have to keep it on for 5 weeks. That's kind of the trade-off. And one thing we found success with last year was using some of these abilities to improve our pass rushing. We're going to go right back to that. Pressure Posse, I want to see if I can upgrade it. It keeps going down. I've seen at some points, I don't know if it's a bug, but I'm unable to buy the upgrades. So I'm luckily able to here, giving us the +7 boost to both power and finesse rushing. Our defense seemed fine there. We'll see how many of these types of boosts I want to use. I was using the catching boost here, the move the chains ability quite often. But maybe next time I'm in a matchup like this, we got to have Riot Shield ready to go. The last time we played Buffalo, we were victorious. That was the game where Nick Matias had the game-clinching interception. All right, we're up first today on offense. Let's see if we can establish something a little better. Underway, week 2. Got Elijah Dunn here back deep, handling some kick returns. And this is a good one to the 36. So this defense doesn't have any stars along their defensive line. That's Blaylock in motion. He gets to the outside there. Wow, really good coverage. Sacked. Out of reach to Adonai Mitchell on this third down pass. So we go backwards to start. Oh my, Nick Matias just picked off Josh Allen again. It was goal to go. He has done it again. Whenever I sit down to record these, it can take me a little while to get into the groove again with this lower rated offense. We need to get it, established before we start 0-5 though this time. Run game, not having nearly as much success so far against the Bills. Just 5 yards on 5 attempts. Trying to be a little bit more balanced. Here's a play action. Wilbon here. Let's go. Let's take off. He can make a play. Defense again, not allowing points in the first quarter. Back to pass, and that is through the hands of Brendan Rice. We go to 3rd down and 10. Blaylock is open right down the middle. On the screen now, it's Victor Vega. Cuts back outside. That'll go for 11. And we keep it in the air again. Wilbon ends up going down. So we're not getting a whole lot of time, whether they rush 3, 4, have Max Crosby or not. Let's just say we're having to settle for a long kick and it's doing the squiggly thing again here. I don't know about this. I'm going to try, though. Not even trying to time it up. I was just... What? What do you mean? Yeah, we're taking so many sacks to start the year. Feels a lot like last year, even though the offensive line is in objectively better shape. But the defense continues to keep us in it. Xavier Thomas, but then Jalen McMillan. Scoring points early in the year. That's something that continues to be a challenge. Whiteside, not getting it done. Really good coverage. Wilbon is going to go get us 9. He's actually had a lot of rushing yards in this game. We need that scramble option today. Get it to 3rd and 1, and now give Whiteside a chance. First down. Back to the air. Blaylock left open. We have a chance. We're just going to air raid it now. Blaylock's outside. He's got 10 more. I think this is legitimately one of the best ways to try to neutralize the pass rush and make some things happen. The issue is that it doesn't complement our running game in any way to do that. So now at the 6, Whiteside's going to get the carry. Sidestep past a block, and he is in for the touchdown. Sacked by Xavier Thomas. I've been seeing that happen so often. All right, we're going to jump into more of this 4th quarter. And we're going to see if we can get Josh Allen off the field now. 3rd down and 13. We only bring 4. Allen throws downfield, and it's over everybody's head. Making an adjustment here at the line. I don't know about this play. Back to the air, and there's Blaylock. All right, they covered Mitchell downfield. I wasn't going to lock on to that. That's a slight development in my quarterback play. I actually have a second option on some of these. I'm not just staring down one guy every time, just sometimes. To the air, wanting Mitchell. You can't miss that. You just can't. Maybe I got to do less pass leading, like influencing the direction and just throw it and trust Wilbon. Is that the move? Throwing on target. That was better. We just have so many more favorable matchups throwing if we spread out the defense. It's harder for them to blitz. If they do, well, we've got 5 eligibles and a lot of speed on the field, so we're going to have a chance to take advantage. I love throwing against the blitz. So we're getting the big plays there that way, but now down here in the red zone, or near the red zone, the play calling has to change a little bit. You don't get nearly as much field to operate with. Blaylock in motion. Mitchell's going to be next. 3rd down and 9. Uh-oh. Ah, man. Tried to hit Bradford. Saw him break open, but just threw it to the lurking linebacker, Terrell Bernard. Got to get the ball back from Josh Allen. 7.5 to go, and they are driving. Allen steps up, and he's got Khalil Shakir all the way to the 20. The inside give. Hard to get James Cook down. Over the middle and caught. That's going to be very close to a first down, and they're probably going to sneak it. Josh Allen. Oh, that's so close. He didn't get it. The sneak was denied by Joel Newton, and they're going to try again. What is it going to be here on 4th and inches? James Cook, first down. Off the fake, Allen to Cook. What a call. And that is a Buffalo touchdown. We're just not able to move the ball whatsoever, it seems. 28 to Blaylock. I guess we've got a little chance here. Got to score fast. Got to generate some more offense, man. The defense is giving us a real chance to win. And what chances we have. I can't be throwing picks. Here's Adonai Mitchell now running away from the defense. And see ya. Touchdown. That's a 1-score game now with time left. Oh, I got to deal with the squiggly extra points now? At least this one's good. So we've got to get the football back and ideally set up a touchdown and not another field goal. I don't know about the kick meter when it's like that. I just haven't seen it many times. I have less than 5 kicks of experience under these conditions. Man, James Cook, Josh Allen, that's one of the best duos here in the league. They're going to flip this one. Ooh, send them backwards. Timeout. Watch the screen now for James Cook. It's a throw over the middle. And here is our chance. What do we want to call? I got everybody in tights. I don't like playing man coverage against these tight looks. Allen now is going to go deep. James Cook the target and out of bounds. Changed up our call there last second. I'm not comfortable calling man against tight splits. Got all those out-breaking routes, and our linebacker covering the tight end was like way out of position. Cole Bradford on the return, and here we go, guys. Max Wilbon looking for another win against the Buffalo Bills. Adonai Mitchell is the motion man, and he's going deep. Wilbon for Mitchell. Oh, what a catch! That was incredible! Mitchell, who got us the second touchdown, just came up with a massive catch that will allow us to slow it down and continue to run the football. That's one of the best plays he's made all series. And we don't really have a downfield presence. All I saw in this play was that Mitchell had a head of steam, and I felt good about him getting a step of separation. And it was just enough. We're inside 2 minutes. Expect the Bills to call some of their timeouts here soon. But until they do, we're draining this clock. And we want 6 here, not 3. So down to about 1:20. I'm worried about the false start happening. Nice catch there by Blaylock. It's a screen. Whiteside heads outside the numbers and falls forward to the 8. We've called our last timeout, and now I've basically removed the run game from the equation for us. To the air, throwing, caught. Whiteside's knocked down at the 2. We do not panic. We're going to get to the line quickly with 20 seconds left. Pass, intercepted. I screwed it up. No, Cole Bishop. That was some incredible awareness he just had. And it's intercepted. Saw those first steps there by Bishop. Then he settles. And I'm just expecting, let's watch it more at full speed. Just hoping to run and clear him on the right side. That was just bad. His positioning was too good. Turns around, gets back in position. Best thing to do on this play would have just been to hit Mitchell right here, even if it's contested. At least the defender won't end the game. Man. So we've had chances here to start the season. The defense is playing better, but especially if we want to get to 9 wins, we can't miss many of these. That should have been a win. And it's going to be a lot easier to try and win games, too, if we can hit 20 points. 2 picks for Wilbon. Both came when we had a chance to get points. Those were 2 bad interceptions. Run game. Kind of weak to start the year. Wilbon outran Whiteside in this matchup. We got the talent to throw the football. We just have to do things more consistently. And in theory, the team should just keep getting better and better throughout the season as we keep getting upgrades for a very young roster. Here's Connor Logan's first. He's not starting right now. He might eventually. This is Lane Richmond. We have to work on some of these weaknesses before that would happen. Here's his agile upgrade for some pass blocking. In the Superdome now, we take on the New Orleans Saints. Hoping this is the week we can get in the win column. We have not simulated that well offensively to start the year. We haven't been getting these drives across midfield where I take over. Most of my offensive play has started on our half, and we just threw an opening drive pick that's going to lead to points. Defense, though, keeps it from being a touchdown. So this defense is so badly trying to make this a winning team. All right, now we're into plus territory. That's more like it. However, 3rd down and 10. And we're going to let this develop and give Royce a chance, and he makes the catch. X Factor and a star there on the D-line. So that's the matchup today. Another loaded front. To the air, throwing complete, getting Mitchell across the field, hoping to continue a great start to the season. Elijah Dunn is in the game. Whiteside might be a little banged up. Blaylock now on a 1st down grab. We head to the air, and there's not going to be enough time. And we had, I think, Victor Vega wide open over the middle. We need to start hitting 20 more often. No block this time. The game is tied. 1 play, touchdown for the Saints. A 70-yard Travis Etienne score. Victor Vega, 26 yards to him. 4th and 4. Yeah, this to me, you go for it in this spot. Still no Quentin Whiteside, by the way. Oh, he got bumped. That is just unlucky. Flag down, though. I'll take it. Back to pass, getting Blaylock the football again. I'd like to see him have a 1,000-yard season as a tight end. Those are quite rare. I think there's a legitimate chance he becomes an X Factor if we continue to feed him the football. No. I knew what I wanted there, and that was my running back to release. And just panicked into a pick instead. Throwing a lot more interceptions early in this episode. You know what? You guys do it without me this time. You're going to go down, get the big penalty help. Sacked. Touchdown, Adonai Mitchell. I'm getting out of the way for a little bit. Intercepted? Yes, Tyrell Matthews. 2-minute drill. At least we have a strong leg kicker. Josh Sanchez drills it from deep. To me, the defense is the story so far. I feel like I need to play a little bit more and try to highlight them better than just talking about how well they're doing here in the simming. I don't even want to know how many sacks we've taken here to start this season. It's another close game, though. We've turned a corner with this defense, I think. We're not giving up a ton of points. We're getting a lot of stops in a row. This pass is broken up. Did he just punch him? I'm not sure that's a legal maneuver. X Factor quarterback for them. 3rd down and 6. Got it. 110 passing yards is all we've given up. They run. Give Etienne a huge running lane. 1st down. Running out of the eye, met by Rivera, nowhere to go. 3rd down Saints, to the outside, Olave with a step. 1st down. Etienne is bottled up and he is taken down by Matias Madrano. Trying to keep this a 1-possession game. Saints facing 3rd and 6. Olave goes all the way across, and it is deflected and then nearly caught. So, another 1-possession game with the Snowhawks. And we're going to head outside. Now cut up field with Whiteside, getting 8. Oh, this is trouble. Get it there. Oh, thank you, Quentin Whiteside. 3rd and 3. Got way more than 3. It's Whiteside. Back to the air. Wide open for Brendan Rice now. It's a red zone trip. Throw this receiver screen quite a bit. Adonai Mitchell getting us 7 yards closer. Back to the air. Just not enough time to do even basic types of throws. We're going for it. 4th down. I can't believe you just did that. It is overthrown for Blaylock. Unbelievable. ETN met by our 2-star linebackers as we try to stop them all over again. They set up a screen, and that's ETN. Man, the screens are so good. They help us out too, but it's just annoying giving them up. ETN's knocked backwards, so we're going to get a TFL. 3rd down for us. There's time. But man, nothing is open. Doesn't matter how much protection you've got. And we have a chance now. We'll have good field position, it looks like. Cole Bradford into Saints territory. And we're back to pass. Over the middle for Rice. On the carry. Whiteside hit down at the 31. Back to pass. Wanting Blaylock, and he's there. Broke a tackle. Still going. Jeremy Blaylock is down to the 10. Finishing these drives has been the challenge so far, and it wasn't strong, last year either. Wilbon's going to sprint up. Dude! I wanted the slide! Unbelievable. So now at the 1, we're going to see if we can get through a gap here. And it's going to be a run. Upended him. There we go. It's a safety. All I have to do is drive down the field now for a 3rd time in a row, but actually finish it. Whiteside's going to handle this return and run straight up the middle to the 45. 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining. Over the middle. That's Mitchell, and he lost the ball. Again to the air. Wilbon, come on. Back to pass. Down the field. Rice, thank you. Back to the air again, and instant pressure. We're going to see if we can get him across the field here. Victor Vega intercepted. What a play. Good for you. That was a nice catch. One touchdown, 3 picks for Wilbon. I think all those were my fault. I don't know. I thought that last one, though, he had a little bit of a step. 0-3 is not what I wanted to see with the worst scoring offense. All right, we're going to keep the offensive line development and the receiver tight end development on. Then we're going to put on the pass rush boost. I like this catching one. At least we get to upgrade an offensive lineman. And he gets a little better. All right, both teams are 0-3 and desperate for a victory. We've yet to hit 20 points scored in any of these games. If we can get to 20, I like our chances. Patriots become the first team to get an opening drive touchdown against us. Just what? You didn't even get a single yard? And then Wilbon gets picked? 10-3 first half against the Pats. We're getting field goals, I guess. All right, we are simply not moving the ball. Wilbon, 7 for 17, 65 yards and a pick. Why don't we try Markel Pearson? Because Max Wilbon is just playing terribly. Pearson is in the game. We're down 14. So already we're not in a great spot at all. That's going to be open, though. Brendan Rice. Nice catch and run of 35 yards. We beat the blitz. So Pearson, he was put into a game or two in the last episode, but he had 3 interceptions and didn't really, didn't do enough on those opportunities. And then we got it stabilized with Wilbon, and any chance at a quarterback controversy kind of went away there. Over the middle for Victor Vega. And he's pretty close to the passing yards that Wilbon posted on like 12 other possessions. Sometimes it's nice to just have a fresh quarterback in the game. And sometimes when I'm stuck, I really like doing that. Who remembers the Pat McChesney game? That game didn't actually go well. In my Bears series? I just couldn't play well, and so I decided to put in our 3rd-string quarterback because it would force me to just think differently. Like a mental reset. We got destroyed, went back to the starting quarterback, and then we were better after that. Pearson's way better than Pat McChesney. Back to pass. Put it up there. Go get it. No? Back to the air. How are you already there? Did he actually line up on their side of the field? How are you already there at the top of his drop? Come on. Might as well go for it here on 4th down. Blaylock, no! Touchdown, New England. What are we going to do, guys? It's another week with another bad offensive showing. We're 0-4 to open the season. What are we going to do? Pearson wasn't worse than Wilbon, I will say that. Makes me wonder what a full game would look like. At this point, I need some proof that he's not worse. Elijah Dunn gets the upgrade, and this one improves his juke and spin move. Not quite on the Quentin Whiteside level. I think we're going to give Markel Pearson a start. This is just an atrocious first 4 games for Max Wilbon. We face the Miami Dolphins, who we enjoyed beating twice in the first year of this series, and we have not defeated them since. And we're debuting a new quarterback for at least 1 game. And the weather is not favorable. It's raining. Markel Pearson gets his first ever start. He has a lot more scrambling upside. 79 speed, solid acceleration. It's a noticeable difference. Here's Quentin Whiteside. He's going to handle the return for us. And here it is. The first start made by another quarterback other than Max Wilbon. I just need a game to see if it can be better and to do some different things. Pearson to the line. On 1st down, we'll hand it off. And the run game has just been okay this year. Nothing special. Pearson back to pass, and he tosses it complete. That's Brendan Rice for the first. And Pearson. Okay, we weren't reading him, but we can't even hold our blocks long enough for a read option? Are you serious, guys? Why do we feel worse along the offensive line? 2nd down and 14. What I like here is that we can do some more scrambling. Got to be careful throwing on the move. Mitchell, how'd he get loose? Oh, what a hit. Back to pass. Pearson out for Mitchell again. Look at us cruise to the red zone. Pearson to the air. Under pressure by Dre Greenlaw that time. Just don't want to take a sack here. Give him a chance. Put it up. Blaylock off his hands. That's good of a look as we can ask for, though, on 3rd and 20, I'd say. Markel Pearson's first drive as a starter leads to Montreal points. Let's sim one now, starting at the 3. I don't expect anything more than a 3 and out. And that's what we get. Intercepted. Thank you, Tyrell Matthews. That's multiple on the year already. A pass to Adonai Mitchell for 22. All right, Pearson. All right. You have my attention, Markel. Pearson fakes to Whiteside. Tosses it to him. And he heads inside the 5. Got to feature some running backs beyond Quentin Whiteside, I think. We got Jarquez Hunter in the game, and that couldn't have been any easier for Dre Greenlaw. 3rd down and 7. It is caught! A touchdown from Markel Pearson to Adonai Mitchell. And he's just walking on out of here, it seems. A 2-score lead for the first time all year. We open 10-0 against the Dolphins. We have a spark from our quarterback. Miami, though, they answer. 38-yard Devon Achane. 14 yards to Adonai Mitchell. 7 to Victor Vega. Want to see us keep stacking first downs? Look at that, a 3rd down conversion to Mitchell. 15-yard gain. 3rd down and 13. I want to get at least a field goal try here. Oh boy, I'm scrambling around. Nice play. Got some bad habits right now. Okay, we're kicking this unless we're into the wind. But I mean, we got Josh Sanchez. I don't think we're shying away from this at all. They wanted me to punt. Oh, is that why? They blocked it. I guess we'll get nothing. Checking in with our defense now, and Mike Robertson completes the pass, and that's enough for a first. We've put the defense in some tough spots, but they've been able to play good damage control. After a blocked field goal, can they force a quick stop? 3rd down, Mike Robertson. Pressure, we're trying to push the pocket, and now give up the chance to run. Okay, that is bizarre. I don't know what trait causes that, but it's a problem. Let's jump into this sequence now. Miami's tied the game. 18 seconds until the half. We've got Markel Pearson, who's going to step up and sprint forward. That took 5 seconds. Now we're going to step up, scramble again. Okay, I want to know why I'm diving. I must be holding right trigger for a little bit too long. So the quarterback scramble. That's something where I can't believe we've had success without it in this style of a series. Unbelievable, dude. Why does the meter lie? Intercepted. Azariah Thomas. Adonai Mitchell, 12 yards. We're inside the 10. Take it to the end zone here. And we got it. Touchdown. Doesn't tell me who, because there was a penalty on the play, I guess, or something. Touchdown, Montreal. Intercepted again by Nick Matias. Another short field. This defense is so badly trying to win these games on their own. 3 turnovers. And here is Markel Pearson continuing his first NFL start with a throw. Intercepted. What's wrong with me? And why is Dre Greenlaw the best player in the game? We're actually passing well in sim. I can't believe it. 4 throws in a row. 11, 15, 10, 20. Markel Pearson is trying to become our permanent starting quarterback. Do we have a quarterback controversy? We don't have quarterback stability right now. I know that. For real, though, I got to stop throwing interceptions. It's getting a little out of hand. Elijah Dunn is in the game. Done deal. 1st and goal. Calling upon the rookie again, and he is just shy. Half yard away. Under center, and sneaking Pearson, touchdown. It's Markel Pearson to put us up by 2 scores again. We don't need the greatest offense in the world to get wins with this defense. Miami has struggled all day. 3rd down and 13 to start the 4th quarter. That is in there, though, for Devon Achane. Good play. I think we're still looking for that one pass rusher, though, that you can call upon to at least make sure the quarterback's not getting 4+ seconds in the pocket. Oh, what a play. Kept his footing by putting a hand down, and Devon Achane is single-handedly changing this drive. They've added Keon Coleman there, number 87. 3rd down and goal for Robertson. His throw is incomplete. Emmett Barnes on the coverage. Miami will not get the touchdown. I like this secondary a lot. And even with the field goal, it's still a 2-possession game. How about the day Markel Pearson has had? He needs to finish this now. 236 yards, a touchdown, also an interception. And I think importantly, he has simulated really well. We've crossed 20 points. Now we need to win the game. Wide open. He sailed it over Blaylock's head. On the ground here, and we're seeing an awful lot of the rookie here, Elijah Dunn. We're back to pass. It is caught by Jeremy Blaylock. This is Elijah Dunn into the open field, looking for a block. 1st down and 10. It's a fake, dumped and caught. And that is our first real appearance of Cliff Pierman. So although his ratings are better, his overall is, Dunn being a rookie, I wanted to prioritize making him one of the backup options. And he is stuffed here. Greenlaw is so good. Looks like they're selling out to stop the run here on 3rd down. And it might have been enough. I am not going to go for it. Instead, just looking to cancel out their field goal they had just picked up. 14-point game again. Just got to keep them from scoring fast more than anything. They can score, but how about take 5 minutes to do it? Not likely. 3rd down and 4 for Mike Robertson. One of the worst games he's had against us. He's looking deep. It is almost picked off by Azariah Thomas. We're sending 4 over his head, and that was very good coverage again. The Snowhawks have just forced the turnover on downs. Snowhawks take over on downs. We've got play action. Pearson trying to roll out, direct some traffic. It is downfield and caught by Blaylock, and he stays on his feet. A dynamic play courtesy of Markel Pearson. Did we just change starting quarterbacks in this series? The ability to extend the play, to create some plays that weren't originally there. And the people's champion, Jeremy Blaylock, catching the touchdown at the end of it. I'd say for the Miami Dolphins, this has to feel like hitting rock bottom. What a throw. The Snowhawks have won their first game of the year against the Miami Dolphins. The best offensive showing we've had, courtesy of Markel Pearson. I really enjoyed that game, and we are going to continue to play the second-year quarterback. I can't believe we've ended up here. But if he keeps playing like this, no issues. This could be a very exciting season, even with the 0-4 start. Pearson throws 289 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He also ran for 19 yards and a touchdown. We had Elijah Dunn get 10 carries, and he outperformed Quentin Whiteside. Adonai Mitchell had 11 catches for $170 and a score. Blaylock, kind of a quiet day until his highlight touchdown to cap things off. That was just very refreshing. 3 sacks as a defense. Chance Starling, the rookie, got one. 3 interceptions. I love this secondary. They just need a little support. We lost Nick Meredith, by the way, the tight end. He had star dev. He was signed off of our practice squad. That's going to happen. We're going to have the best practice squad probably in the entire league at this stage. Pearson is only a year younger than Max Wilbon. He has much better speed and acceleration. His scrambling is obviously pretty notable. Helped us set up a field goal try before half. Made that last touchdown possible. Accuracy-wise, Wilbon's better. It just hasn't always felt like he's that accurate. Wilbon's throw on the run is even 7 points better. His throw under pressure, because of the negatives, is equal. We'll see if this can continue. We just have to do whatever it takes to play well, have a chance to win some games, and if that means Markel Pearson's the quarterback, we'll stick with him. All right, I'm starting up a new recording session now in the Snowhawks series, and after this most recent update, for one, the menus have gotten ridiculously slow. But apparently the quarterback regression bug has been fixed, which would be amazing news, especially for this series where our quarterbacks are not that high rated to begin with. And I suppose right now we don't know exactly who our quarterback really is. Markel Pearson will continue to start, and these menus are officially unbearable. This is at full speed, me trying to go from like overview to traits. This is bad. We'll see if he ends up staying our starting quarterback. We're going to make Markel Pearson a focus player right now to get him a little extra experience. Left tackle Kyle McCann now becomes a 75 overall. And Jeremy Blaylock is now a true 82 overall, getting this +2 medium route running boost. And he is currently graded the number 10 tight end in the league. He's basically the same overall as players like Aronde Gadsden and Dalton Kincaid, and just under players like Kyle Pitts or Colston Loveland. Game 1 with Markel Pearson went well. He is officially undefeated as a starting quarterback. Now we got to see if there can be some consistency. What I really enjoy about doing series like this is that as a team builder, I have to make a team as Pearson gets picked off on our opening possession. But the team I make has to perform well in sim and on the field, meaning that I have to get, a good enough team so that they can simulate well, but I have to make sure that certain ratings are in the right areas, like the quarterback needs a certain throw power. You need good athletes across the board, or you're going to get just outrun on the field if you don't have fast players at times. At the same time, you can't just have speed and succeed with those players on the sticks and then struggle in simulation. So there has to be a balance. Atlanta scores the first 10, and we're trying to keep us in this game. We have the ball at midfield, and the pass goes out off the hands of Quentin Whiteside. Wanted to get to Blaylock on that play, and he wasn't open. Ooh, they're way back. Joel Newton gets a sack. We've got to get some stops. Teams have not been dropping 40-plus on us this year, so hopefully that doesn't change now. That's Victor Vega in motion. And going over the middle, it's caught. Adonai Mitchell making a move inside the 30-yard line. So we've got to see with Pearson, is the accuracy good enough? It's lower rated than Max Wilbon, and so far it hasn't been an issue whatsoever. And honestly, we could probably handle him being a little more inaccurate because we're going to make up something with scrambling. But this is a tough spot to step in here as like a 71 overall quarterback. He's chased outside and will get not quite back to the line of scrimmage. So he has scrambling skills, but he's not going to outrun everybody. I think a lot of edge rushers will close the gap. He has under 80 speed, and many edge rushers are well over 80. But he'll dodge some of that interior pressure, hopefully. And get out of the pocket here. Oh my, just ran out of bounds. Took 2 losses there that I didn't have to. Not my finest quarterback scrambling there. As we send on Josh Sanchez to at least get on the scoreboard. Intercepted Mac McWilliams. So we keep it a 10-point game and then fumble the ball away on 2 straight drives to end the half here in the Super Sim. Down 17. It's crunch time here in the second half. Markel Pearson will get us a Victor Vega touchdown. But I feel like our defense has finally met its breaking point here this week as Atlanta has moved up and down the field really well. And this is an offense that I know from other series, they simulate really well on offense especially. I'm doing a little bit more with the super simming, and yes, we have 5 turnovers. We'll get over that, or we'll go over that. We'll talk about it here in a moment. Pearson wildly off the mark. I wanted to do some simming just to see what the results would be, because I need to figure out as fast as possible if we continue playing with Pearson, if we go back to Wilbon. But that last game bought him some opportunity. Not interested in kicking the field goal here. Victor Vega, first down. We're back to pass. Pearson for Vega. Back to the air. That's Blaylock. And he's hammered down at the 1. To the air. And it just got thrown into the offensive line. A big touchdown for Atlanta. And that should just about wrap this one up. We'll sim it to the end. And we've lost the game 34-9. Our worst loss on the year. Falling to 1-5. The numbers for Penix don't make sense to me because they were flying up and down the field today. Pearson's numbers are okay. Completion percentage we can live with. Kind of a low yard per attempt. And then we had Pearson lose a fumble. It said we had 5 turnovers, but there are not, it's not adding up here. Bijan Robinson, $162. 99 overall running backs are going to be a big issue for us. I know in the simming they had a lot of fumbles. Here we see there were 3 forced fumbles. I don't think that's even all of them because they have 4 fumble recoveries. We just throw that one away. I'm not out on Pearson after that. I also think I'm going to take Matthews and Blaylock off of the focus players. Clearly, we need to get some other guys up to speed faster. So I'm adding Connor Logan and rookie receiver Cole Bradford then. I will change these players out from time to time. I don't plan to just keep the same players there the entire year. Theoretically, this team can get a little bit better like every week. Depending on morale, of course, and how these ratings are being impacted. But we pretty much have a couple starters getting upgrades every single week. That 9-win expectation, maybe being a playoff team, is feeling like a long shot with this 1-5 start. Mac McWilliams, our slot corner, now has interceptions in back-to-back games. We just threw a 39-yard touchdown to Cole Bradford. I needed that. New quarterback to rookie receiver, 39-yard score. I'm not even sure why he's in the game there. He's like our 4th receiver. But getting play like that in the simulating is some of the evidence that I need here with Markel Pearson. Because I'm not going to be able to do all the work here. That's what I felt like I was doing in the first few games of the year with Wilbon. We just couldn't move the ball. Now, when I was on the field, it wasn't always better, but sometimes it was a little bit. Whiteside bounces off a tackle, and he's got a first down. We're back to the air. And it is out there and caught by Rice. To the outside, a risky pass, and Blaylock makes the catch. Yeah, I shouldn't have thrown that ball. I got away with it. Back to pass, throwing, end zone! Rice just out of reach. It was there. Let's check in with this defense now. CeeDee Lamb, the only receiver on the field as Dallas runs with Javonte Williams into Jordan Rivera. Play action, and from the goal line, that pass is batted down. Kurt Daniels. They still have George Pickens in this offense, too. 3rd down and 8. We're playing man-to-man. The corners have gotten a lot better. CeeDee Lamb, he can't make the catch. Denied by Matthews. Already a touchdown on the day for Cole Bradford. He makes a man miss and brings this punt return to the Cowboy 43. Throwing underneath for Adonai Mitchell. And the speedy wideout gets 9. 3rd down and 2. And we'll roll left. And got him there on the move. A little risky when you decide to let it fly there, but you got to see if the quarterback is the answer or not. Good play by Pearson. Some of those bootlegs are a lot more of an option with his legs. And now straight ahead and breaking the plane. That is Elijah Dunn. Oh no. We had the lead, and then inside our 15, Pearson throws a pick 6. Cowboys make it a 2-score lead in the 4th, and then we fumble the football away. Why do we keep doing this? The turnovers get out of control in the second half. We were just leading this game 17-14 and give up 20 unanswered to close out, falling to 1-6. All right, that is not going to be a good one for Pearson. It started fine, and it did not end up there. 45% completion percentage, a pick 6. Run game not doing well for us, so it was more on the quarterback, and he folded under that pressure. The offense is again one of the worst in the league. Somehow Miami is scoring less than us, which, they score 15.5. We score 15. I don't know if the rank is based off of, offensive points only. Pearson and Wilbon now have about the same pass attempts, and Pearson has been better by really every measure, so I think he does continue to start. But the turnovers have to get cleaned up. Thankfully, he's close to an upgrade. I think I have to commit to playing him for a little bit longer and comparing those quarterback numbers more to what we got from Wilbon in the first couple years. We've been unable to cross midfield in the first quarter as the Dolphins only get 7 points out of 2 scoring drives. We blocked a field goal. Here's a big one, 26 to Victor Vega. Let's jump in as we attempt to go 2-0 against the Dolphins, just like we did in Season 1. And we're back to the air. We're going to go into the flat for Brendan Rice. Experimenting a bit at the wide receiver spot. And we're going to change the play here. I got number 18, Kelvin Fulcher, in the game. And from the 21-yard line, he's going to come across, make the catch, turn this up, and he is in. Touchdown, Montreal. I like Brendan Rice a lot, but I'm thinking about our 2 receiver sets. And maybe we need to get someone with some more explosiveness on the field. And Fulcher's route running, I don't think is that far behind. We got to see how he can play. So to break it down, Fulcher has 2 more speed than Brendan Rice. He's a lot more agile and has better acceleration. Also just a better run after the catch threat, pretty much with every conceivable rating. His short route running is better. His medium is less. That's the main area Brendan Rice has an edge. Also, sliding catch in traffic and spectacular catch. But I think Kevin Fulcher needs to get featured. Also, there's been a development with Miami. You'll notice when they throw the ball again soon, Jerry Crosby is the quarterback. They have a superstar in this series, Mike Robertson, and he is injured. Dislocated knee, multiple weeks. I'm not sure if that just happened here in this game. The stats will tell us later on. But we're facing like a 67 overall quarterback, which means we need to win this game. It's a rare time where we have the quarterback overall advantage. Jerry Crosby under center. He's going to hand it off, and we missed the tackle. And now who's the next one to get there? Florence is run down finally at hour 39. Want to know how you face these quarterbacks? You bring a lot of pressure and nearly get the interception. Javier Villa had it. Dolphins miss the field goal. We take over. Continue to go in the wrong direction far too often. The sack numbers have not been in a great spot. I'm not sure if having a lower rated quarterback makes that more likely to happen. I could see that being the case. But let's jump in and try to get this team a lead now. This is a game we need to find a way to win. Not just to reach our goals, but we're facing a low-rated quarterback. Our defense is clearly, too much for. We're going to roll to the right here and take off. Man, if I had Anthony Richardson or somebody with a strong arm, I would have hit Adonai Mitchell there. Why is Anthony Richardson the first guy that comes to mind? Because in my Saints franchise, that's the kind of thing I was doing. When I got to play with Richardson for a year in that franchise, man, I wanted that deep post. I was able to throw stuff you have no business throwing with 90% of quarterbacks because they simply don't have the arm. We're heading to the air. It's Mitchell underneath. And he takes it up to the 25. On the carry, Elijah Dunn. Up to the 14. Elijah Dunn cuts outside, and Dunn reaches the end zone. I really like this rookie running back. He and Whiteside are going to be a nice tandem. Jerry Crosby and the Dolphins down 7 here in the fourth quarter. Crosby under pressure and sacked by Ramon Torres. Keep it coming now. 2nd and 18. He is almost picked by Rivera. 3rd down and 18. We push the pocket, force the check down, and we are getting this defense off the field. Sit it down. Caught. Kevin Fulcher on the reception. There we go. Whiteside getting 6. Feels like he hasn't been as efficient this year in that lead role. We'll check on the numbers after this game, as we got a key 3rd down and 4. Fulcher coming across. He's got it. Over the middle, and a high pass there intended for Mitchell. I'd like to get that 2-score advantage. I'd feel a lot better about winning this game. Fulcher, he comes off the field. Got to catch his breath after some of these plays. That's Victor Vega. 1st down. Yeah, I'm thinking playing Rice out of the slot was a mistake, as we're going to get Markel Pearson, man. We were supposed to have the tight end pulling in front, and he got caught up in traffic. But I just don't think I've really used Rice if he's not in the slot. And he's not even higher rated than many of these receivers in that role. Man, how about this protection? That is unbelievable. I should just throw this away. 4-man rush, rolling. There is Mitchell meeting us on the other side, spinning around to Dolphins. 1st down. To the air. Held on to it too long, as I keep wanting to see if Blaylock can win on some of these double moves and some of these more advanced routes. Just need to make sure we can get at least 3 on this drive. On the screen, Elijah Dunn cutting back inside and then ran into his own man. Fulcher kind of got in the way. Field goal from Sanchez is good. We're up 10. Under 4 minutes for Jerry Crosby. Wasn't expecting to play. Newton on the hits. Wearing Dan Marino's number 13. Crosby takes off and gets a Dolphin first. 3rd down. Dolphins have time. That's missed. Bad pass. 50-yard try to cut this to a 1-possession game. Jake Bates is on. His kick is good. To the air. Blaylock has it on the outside. Just a tad risky there. One timeout left for Miami, and here's Blaylock isolated. He's got the first down. Can they catch him? We got to stay in bounds. To the 14. Blaylock over 500 yards on the year, and we're not even halfway through the season. So he is on a 1,000-yard pace as Whiteside takes us down to the 5. All it would take here is a first down to end this game. And with Pearson, we sneak it ahead. He's down to the 2. Now, for XP purposes, I would like to perhaps get Pearson another touchdown. So if I sneak it there and then sneak it there, we will get that rushing touchdown. You got to think of those kinds of things in this series. And what's good for morale, too. This is good for morale, I promise. And who doesn't love beating the Dolphins again? We are now 4-4 against the Dolphins this series. And every year has resulted in a sweep for one of the two teams. We get our second win. Is that logo coming off the hat? I want to see more of Kevin Fulcher. That was a nice little glimpse of him in that starting role. We're going to change that up to be permanent. And I think make him a focus player. His upside is deserving. And Pearson ends up with another low completion percentage, but the yardage is there. The turnovers disappeared this time around. So I'm very happy with this performance. Victor Vega had a couple nice catches. Blaylock did. Fulcher had 3 grabs. The sacks we're taking can be a little much at times. We gave up 6 sacks today. That's not going to work. Here is Markel Pearson. The boosts are making a couple ratings really good, but throw on the run and throw under pressure are 2 of his best skills, and maybe 2 of the most crucial for a quarterback in this style of a franchise. I think I'd like to go scrambler, because usually you get some short accuracy out of it. And we'll get 2 medium, which was kind of a weakness, so I'm happy with that. Break sack, awareness. We'll see how much that stuff impacts, but he's the 48th ranked quarterback, meaning that if there are 32 starters, he's like the 16th ranked backup, and that makes him a decent backup quarterback. But I'd like to see if he could become our full-time starter. I'm interested in continuing this. Not seeing any more trades I want to make. There were less opportunities this year than in some of the past seasons, so we'll wait to see if there are any more players that show up on practice squads, as we now sit at 2-6. Hopefully we can be a good second-half team like we were a year ago. I want to add a player off the Carolina practice squad. With star dev, this is guard Philip Truman. And the pass protection for him is just outstanding. His run blocking's really bad, but I think we can find a spot. We're going to release CJ Seymour from our practice squad, and we'll assign Emmett Stewart to that spot. We can already upgrade Truman twice, by the way. He had a skill point, and then after weekly training, he gets another one. +5 pass block. All right, did we just find a new starting guard? He's not a great run blocker, but the pass blocking is actually quite promising. I'd like to see that run blocking improve. Doesn't feel like that's been a strength of ours this year. Might have to try him out. If we do choose to start him, Juan Corbett is still the right guard. And here's his upgrade. Let's take a look at his run blocking. I feel like at least one of the guards has to be good in that area. And Corbett has more of a pass game emphasis. It's weird because the run blocking rating is higher than pass block, but the underlying ratings are better for pass blocking. I think they need to simplify this. There should not be 8 blocking ratings. There just shouldn't be. Connor Logan has been starting and is more our run blocking guy, but it might be time for us to send him to the bench. I'm really intrigued with the new guard signing. Cole Bradford now, after getting that catching touchdown, he gets a release and short route running boost. That's a really nice release for a guy who has only 70 now without this boost. So after a couple small changes, Truman now slides into the left guard spot. We've got Kevin Fulcher starting at receiver. He will play over Victor Vega because of a 15-point gap in their short route running. Defensively, the story remains the same. We really need to find a breakout pass rusher of some kind. Interior, edge, doesn't matter. I'd gladly trade a star DB for a pass rusher at this point. But it ain't that kind of series. Playing for our first win streak this year, the Texans are only 2-7. But we've got to deal with players like Will Anderson when we have the ball. Anderson just got a sack as we had forced a fumble. We get 3 points on the first possession. Texans get a pair of touchdowns here in the first half to make it 14-3. Ramon Torres gets a sack, and we've actually been seeing some rush production there from the lower-rated defensive tackles. That might be the backbreaker there. They get a touchdown on 3rd and long to go up 18. All right, bad loss again for Montreal, going down 31-10. Here's what a full game of simulating looks like, as a rookie quarterback in Lucas Booth just had a flawless game against us. 3 touchdowns, 5 incompletions, 300-plus yards. Markel Pearson, 158 through the air. Quentin Whiteside, under a yard per carry, and lost a fumble. That's one of his worst games. Fulcher did have 7 catches, and we still gave up 5 sacks in this game. We did record 4 of our own. That's nice to see. Javier Villa is one of my favorite pass rushers on this team. This is a really good upgrade. 2 block shed, 2 finesse, 2 power moves. Pretty significant. But what's also significant is how ineffective the ground game has been. Averaging just 3.5 yards a carry with Quentin Whiteside. Maybe we try somebody else as the lead running back. He just hasn't had a good year. He's our highest rated running back. Let's try Cliff Pierman for a game as the lead guy. You'd like to get better every year in these types of series, and even if you're not doing a challenge like this, it can be hard to always improve your win total. This season's short. You play 17 games. You do well in 1-score games one year, that doesn't necessarily translate to the next. We're continuing the Markel Pearson show, but I am wondering now if maybe changing offensive linemen is just too bad for our run game. Because we're not going to go far just having to throw with a 72 overall quarterback. We need to be able to run too. We just got a break. Pick 6, Azariah Thomas off of Patrick Mahomes. Then a sack for Xavier Thomas. But I'm seeing a lot of this. 1-yard rush, incomplete, interception. Down 3 here in the second quarter. Markel Pearson from under center. It's a fake. And he throws downfield. A high pass that's there for Adonai Mitchell. Great throw. Little L1 high pass modifier there. That put it in the perfect spot. Let's get to Pierman now. He's able to shake that first defender and get 1. We have to face more favorable 3rd downs than we've been this year. Whiteside's getting the carry. It's just been tougher to run the ball. It has been. Even with an offensive line that I guess right now is the same as it was for most of last year. 3rd down and 5 and rolling. Gimme Mitchell. It's high. Going for it on 4th down. And thank you, Blaylock. He got his feet down. Back to pass. Whiteside over the middle. Good route. Yeah, there's nowhere to go for Whiteside. Unfortunately, his efficiency is just tanking. To the air. Pass is a little off the mark. No flags. We get a field goal out of it. So at the very least, still tied here in a game against Patrick Mahomes. Matias Madrano gets into the backfield. Perhaps the pass rush is improving, and the main concern right now is that our offense has too many 3-and-outs, We're not good on third down. We're not running the ball. We're back to pass. Again, throwing over the middle for Adonai Mitchell. So we're into Chief territory. Looking to throw. Here's Pearson now, getting a block. Hoping to get at least 3 on this drive. And here's Brendan Rice. First down. There's Fulcher, and from here at least we're in field goal range. We're just going to end it there. Sanchez boots this one up and through. We lead KC. No way. 47-yard touchdown, Rashee Rice. The lead was very temporary. Start of the second half. This one's for Fulcher, and he makes the catch. He was guarded by McDuffie. It's a give now. We're going to give Elijah Dunn more of the chances in the second half. Feels like every one of our rushes, though, is just over and done with within a couple yards. The run game kind of felt powerful in those first few years, and it's been weak this entire episode. Here is Mitchell getting it to 4th and inches. But we'll continue this possession regardless. At the KC 22. Getting that out to Dunn. Just outside of Chanel. Blaylock is the motion man. Dumped out again. Elijah Dunn on the cutback. Gain of 7. Third down. And it's out. Caught. Touchdown, Jeremy Blaylock. Taking the lead ahead of the fourth quarter. Another sack for Xavier Thomas. I am using that coachability boost, which seems to work. We have a chance, guys. That's another sack for Joel Newton. I feel like if you combine the defense of this episode with the offense of last episode after our bad start, that's a playoff team. I don't know how the offense has regressed like this, because we made minimal changes to an improving roster. Then we changed the quarterback. That's a significant variable. But the offensive line has been objectively bad. The run game has fallen off. And I think Pearson has made things better. At this point, I don't trust the offensive line. If I had to go back to Wilbon, I kind of need Pearson right now. Run game stinks. Pass protection's not as good. I need some escapability. Dumped for Fulcher. That's a first. This is one of his better games of completion percentage for Markel Pearson. And the worse you're running, the more efficiency you need out of your passing game. Over the middle, and Brendan Rice. We're not forgetting about him. A lot of pressure coming. We want Fulcher. It is out in front. But he seems to give us pretty good looks consistently. Very big spot here on 3rd and 8. Mitchell gets us to 4th and 1. I am not looking to go for a field goal here, but do you trust running on 4th and 1? Elijah Dunn's the running back. He gets the call, and he will get it. Back to pass. Mitchell Evans with a good effort. Another short yardage conversion for Elijah Dunn. 1st and 10. Yeah, they weren't biting on that at all. So we're going to get what we can with our quarterback. This should take us to the warning. And Dunn got a cut back. First down and more. Touchdown, Elijah Dunn. Giving our run game some juice here in the fourth quarter. I think we found a pretty good player this year. Mahomes and the Chiefs down 10. What a colossal possession that was. Ain't no way I'm choosing to go up 6 with like 3.5 minutes to go against Patrick Mahomes. You make that decision, you better start preparing your post-game loser speech to the media. I have Torres and Villa in the game, some fresh pass rushers. With the last 2 minutes here for the Chiefs, down 10. This is going to be a good gain. What if we go man-to-man? Can we force them to hold on to the ball a bit longer? Not really. That random timeout they called earlier really hurts now, having just 2 with around a minute to go. Kansas City still trying to get there. We'll go inside 60 seconds. Here's Mahomes to the end zone. I don't know what we did there. Was a linebacker really covering Worthy? All right, up to the onside kick recovery then. This would seal win number 3. And the Chiefs touched it, I think, after 9 yards. That was incredibly close to a recovery. The Chiefs call their last timeout. If they had one more, I wouldn't be able to do this. But now we can take a knee, and that's game. That's a good win for the Snowhawks, and Markel Pearson has led us now to 2 wins over the Dolphins and a victory over the Chiefs, who clearly have not been a great team this year, but he still went head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes and helped us get the win. He posted a good completion percentage, still low yards per attempt, relatively speaking. We're not getting a lot of big plays. We're not running the football well. These rushing numbers are abysmal. 4 players had at least 5 carries and none reached 20 yards for Montreal. Blaylock, 7 catches for 40 yards. Fulcher, 5 for 40. And this was a tough defense to face. I mean, they're blitz heavy. That's Kansas City's style. But we made it work. Good upgrade here for Jamison Dunlap. Surprised that doesn't boost his overall, but I guess it didn't help the power at all. Oh, we have an award. And that was after Azariah Thomas had a pick 6 of Patrick Mahomes. There we go. The defense played really well in that game. I am very impressed. And now we get to play the Patriots, who are only 1-9. Joel Newton just picked up a sack. The Patriots get their second field goal of the first half. A lot of the points we give up aren't even the defense's fault. We're losing the field position games so badly. Teams starting near midfield are probably going to get scoring chances, especially when it happens this often. We just failed on 4th down. So again, it's good field position given to the Patriots, and somehow we're able to manage. Slow start for our offense, so we pick things up in the second quarter, down 6-0. There we go, Adonai Mitchell. Here's some running room, actually. What's this? It's Cliff Pierman. He has 33 yards on the day. Back to pass. It is targeted at Blaylock, and he lost the ball. Here is Brendan Rice to start this possession. Scoreless in the second half. Defense, again, is saying, just give us something and we can win this game. 3-7 on the year. Not a great chance of getting to 9 victories as Pierman dashes ahead to the 50. We could still have a chance at increasing this win total, even if we don't get to a winning record. From the 50 and running left. How about this space for Jarquez Hunter? And we're going to take it inside the 20. So, okay, we can run the ball today. Right up the middle. This is Pierman. He'll take it in for the touchdown. This is the best our run game has looked this year, and I didn't get to change anything. The Patriots are just bad. New England out of the field goal, so we are trailing again, but feel like we have a path to moving the ball now. Whiteside is run down. 3rd down to the outside. It's sailed. Starting to see some of these passes really get away from Pearson. Drake May fakes the Travion Henderson, and there's a good TFL from Javier Villa. No star power on this offense outside of Drake May. 2nd down and 12. It's dumped off, and good closing speed from Matthias. Third down and 7. Drake May throws it deep. One-on-one. Overthrown. And I think Thomas was beat. Here we go. Big run. Pearman. This might be a 100-yard day. I think it's safe to call it our only one this year. We have under 100 yards rushing. And that's fine by me if we run the ball like this to the finish line. 3rd and 2. We stick with the run and get it. I think I have to run more to the right side as well. I like to run left. It's just always been the side I'm more comfortable running to. And then with a right-handed quarterback, it better sets up your play actions. But we have better blockers on the right side. Corbett at right guard. And then our right tackle is significantly better than Kyle McCann, who's our worst run blocker, and he's at left tackle. They bring pressure. We go on the crossing pattern. Adonai Mitchell. Pearman, 6 more yards. Nowhere to go here off the right side. Do you like going up by just 1? Not really. But I'm going to play for the lead here. There's a lot of time on the clock. I don't think this can be the last possession for New England. Unlikely. So I'm counting on us either getting a stop or having time to answer them back. Patriots come out in the eye. Can the defense win this game now? From the 24, they'll start with Travion Henderson. Not a ton of space. Drake May looks to throw. It is going to be a first down, out of bounds at the 43. Patriots set up a screen. It is Henderson bouncing off a tackle, and that is another first down. Getting pretty close to field goal range now. Rivera, you got to bring him down. Some of these running backs are so hard to tackle. Under 3 minutes to go, and now a throw to Kyle Williams. It's going to be a first. And this slow-moving possession is really favoring New England with the clock now approaching the 2-minute warning. That's going to be a free play. And Drake May is going to get a huge pickup. What we don't want is for them to get inside the 5 with the first down. They're going to sweep it now. Knocked way back, and that's a loss. 3rd down and 22. Drake May only has 1 receiver beyond the sticks. Drake May breaks a tackle and slides. So we'll call a timeout, and the Patriots will have a chance at the lead, and we'll need to answer. On the other side, the Patriots will have all their timeouts as they go up 12-10. All right, Markel Pearson. Here is a big spot for the young quarterback, hoping to become the long-term starter of the Montreal Snowhawks. And we'll get underway at our 27. This needs to be at least a field goal drive. Nice job, Fulcher, despite the Christian Gonzalez matchup. Here's a 2nd down throw, and with time we got Mitchell, and he's already into Patriot territory. That was outstanding protection. 2 plays to get in field goal range, not bad. Now the Patriots are going to use all their timeouts. Quentin Whiteside's in the game. It's a screen. Whiteside only gets a yard or 2. 3rd and 9. Why couldn't I get that snapped in time? Blaylock makes the catch. Patriots call their last timeout. This could be game. It's 4th and 1. If we sneak here, we can work on setting up a field goal. And Pearson, he didn't get it. No, he did not get it. All we had to do there was get the first down and basically win the game. Wasn't going to give them the ball with a minute in a 1-point game. Unbelievable. Such a great start to that drive. The big catch by Adonai Mitchell. That was kind of a long sneak. They're usually successful. And that time it wasn't. We fall to 3-8. Not the best day passing for Markel Pearson, but right in line with what Drake May did today. We lose despite our best day of rushing. That should have been a win with how well our defense played. I think with Kyle McCann, I'm going to start doing some of the other archetype upgrades to try to get some run blocking. I think that there's a chance we sim better if his ratings come up, and we need to get there. Tyrell Matthews, our highest rated player, is now an 87 overall, and he's only 24. Jordan Rivera up to an 85, and Artie Barlow is going to join the 80 overall club on defense. I think we need to invest in one of these upgrades, and it's going to take a while to get it developed, but we can get a start on people movers. We can get it to silver. And we have 6 slots open now, so that's the max. To get to a 9-8 record, which was my hope today, we would now have to win out after a 3-8 start to the year. I don't think those chances are very good. This is one of the highest scoring teams in the league now as we take on the LA Chargers. We'd have to have one of our best days to keep up with the Bolts. I like the way we're starting. Throwing the ball more so. That's a touchdown. 46 yards, Brendan Rice. Showing up for his revenge game, and then we get a pick, Artie Barlow. Well, you want a path to winning this game? Start like that. We're going to come out, throw it short. Oh, what a hit on Fulcher. We're going to throw. Blaylock is there on the conversion. Play action. He's got a chance. It is off the arm of Rice. What was that? It should be a 2-score game right now. Rice just missed. That's another play action, and we couldn't escape. I didn't know that was a play action. I saw the route concept, and I knew the play before, but I didn't realize that was actually a play action version. My bad. We're back to the air. Give him a chance. Just find Blaylock. And it's incomplete. 10-0, though, to start the game. Sacked by Javier Villa. If we could get a boost with one of our pass rushers, that would be nice. You know, a 10-sack season might give some XP. But we'll see how valuable that would actually be to players that are a little bit older. You know, by most standards, they're not old players, but it's easier to develop players when they're like under 25, especially on the ratings, the sliders that I'm on. I don't like Madden's system of players just progressively getting better all the time until they retire. It kind of sounds like a good idea on paper, but I feel like CFB's system is far superior with the skill caps. And I like the ability to not manually assign the upgrades. Used to have similar systems in Madden, but it's been a long time since we had anything other than this archetype system. I feel like it was Madden 15 or 16, like the last time we were just choosing what to put points in. Actually, I know 18 did, because my Browns rebuild was doing all that stuff manually. I forget when it switched over, but I'm over it. Get it to Blaylock. Nice catch on a good ball. Cutting back with Whiteside. He actually got into the second level. We're set to throw. And Mitchell has been more of an emphasis this season. This is our 12th game of the year, so as we approach the final 5, we'll take a look at all the milestones that we're potentially chasing. We have a chance to beat the Chargers. Overthrown and picked. Oh, no. No. That's a 14-point swing. Oh, my God. You did not just do that. The single worst play from Markel Pearson. We got Fulcher wide open. Why do you have to miss with a guy right behind him? We should have been up at least 13-0 on this drive, ideally 17, and now it's a field goal game. We immediately go 3 and out, but at least they do the same. Back to the air. There it is. And a 9 Mitchell. This might be another 1,000-yard season for him at this rate. We're going to throw it. And it's intercepted. I can't, man. Come on. All that to not even lead going into halftime. 21-10. We've given up 21 unanswered points. Just got a 28-yarder to Jeremy Blaylock. I'm not jumping in this time. Touchdown, Kelvin Fulcher. I bet it was sweet. Amari and Hampton just lost one as we try to get the ball back. Hard to stop these really good running backs. Herbert's going to pull it back, get the first down to the 34. Herbert's throw is caught, getting the tight end loose to the red zone. That's a sweep for Hampton. Big tackle made at the 7. Herbert now on 3rd down, fires end zone, and it's broken up. Good hit by Azareye'h Thomas. I've been saying his name wrong this entire time. That's my bad. I should have known better. But he makes the play to at least keep this a 1-possession game. Pearson with 5.5 minutes remaining. Here's a catch for Brendan Rice. Haven't had a lot of high passing yard games with Pearson, but he's thrown the ball 45 times. We'll hopefully get to 50. This time he's got a chance and drops it into Jeremy Blaylock. We're close to field goal range here as we hit about the 4-minute mark. Dump it out. Here's Pearman trying to stay behind the blocks. We want to get some points now while there's still a lot of time left, but that sack is going to hurt. Throwing over the middle for Rice, and he clears open down to the 11. It is a fake, wide open. Should have been 6. Fulcher was wide open, man. It's a throw on 3rd down and caught in the end zone by Jeremy Blaylock. Great catch. And now to tie this game. Throw caught by Rice. We're tied at 24 all. Charger ball at the 27. Herbert off the fake, and he goes down. What a time for Jonathan Clinton to get loose. Making our subs here across the D-line as that pass is able to get them 8. With the way wear and tear is, I like to get fresh pass rushers in the game in these situations. We got the likes of Villa entering. You've got the young interior guys with Starling and Torres. We're trying to get to Herbert on 3rd and 7, and it's caught by Aronde Gadsden. But especially being now in a hurry-up situation, it's nice to have fresh rushers. Torres almost got there. Incomplete. Tyrell Matthews broke that pass up. Pressure. Herbert's throw, caught for a minimal gain. Now we're playing man-to-man. I trust these corners right now. And it's 3rd and 9 for Herbert. Time to throw. Looks to go deep. In the end zone. Incomplete. It is saved by safety Artie Barlow. I didn't think Azareye'h Thomas played that one great. And we're getting the ball. 1:24 to go. Field position might be iffy, but we have the football. And from the 10, it's Bradford. Across the 20 to the 25. And here we go. Pearson had a chance against the Patriots. Was a fraction of a yard from setting up a game-winning field goal. Now, another chance against the Chargers after all that's happened in this game. And we'll start. Rice, good route, but I had to be patient because the linebacker was sitting right there in the middle. Good route, Fulcher. Don't sail that, no! Dude, Fulcher can really run routes. He's one of our better man cover players, probably. I can't believe we just sailed that one, though. 3rd down and 10. He won on his route again. If we can get time and some decent throws, man, Fulcher might be the guy. Unfortunately, we go backwards and have to punt it away. Defense having to do this all over again. Medrano there on the hit. Oh, what a catch! Did we help him? Like, that ball had less on it. And yet they have it in field goal range now. That is unreal. Medrano put the hit on him. And I don't know that there's much more we can do now. Because they're going to probably run it here with Amari and Hampton. You know, a false start. Why are you even running hard count there? Are they really running out of these looks? They are. And there goes Amari and Hampton. That's game. I'll invite them to throw it. I'm playing goal line defense. But it's going to be a run. And their field goal can come on the last play of the game. Wow. We let them off the hook, man. Chargers ain't nothing. Our games largely come down, our wins come down to, like, nailing end-of-game scenarios. Taking the drop in quarterback ratings, you know, that our margins are already slim, and that challenges our ability in those moments to get the plays we need. Like that overthrow to Fulcher. If we hit that, probably a 1st down. He had plenty of separation. So we're trying to win while now developing another quarterback who has a different set of skills. And we were that close despite all that went wrong for us. We could have been up 17-0. We blew that chance. I suppose on the other side, like the Chargers came back from an awful start, so it did kind of balance out. We got lucky early and then very unlucky, and then lose in the end on very, again, slim margins. And that's why we can't really expect progressive growth every year, because one-score games are not really predictable. And some years you'll do really well, some years you might not. And that's the difference. We could already have 5 wins right now if a couple plays go differently. So we have 5 games left to try and add some more wins. Markel Pearson has 9 touchdowns to 7 INTs. So we have much more of a sample now with him at basically 300 pass attempts. With Max Wilbon, we're very used to mid to high 50s completion percentages, 6.2 yards per attempt, and around 200, maybe a little bit more passing yards per game depending on the season. Pearson is right in line with a lot of that. So he's demonstrating that he's not worse. The run game hasn't done us favors this season, just 3.3 yards a carry for Quentin Whiteside. This could end up being our worst rushing season in terms of our leading rusher. In season 1, we had Kamani Vidal get to 440. I feel like Whiteside can get there, but now I'm splitting the carries so much that it isn't a guarantee. Adonai Mitchell's at 714 yards. Jeremy Blaylock, 688. Starting to get Fulcher going more. That yards per reception feels very low for how good he looks on the field. Joel Newton has 9 sacks. This is a really good year for him. Even getting him to star dev would be really nice. Villa and Thomas have come on strong lately, but I'm not sure they'll hit a major milestone as pass rushers. But the defense has kept us in so many of these games. I wish it would have been a better offensive year to pair with him. We haven't even allowed a team to get to 40 this year. I think we just have a good defense. I want to upgrade this Field General upgrade, which unfortunately is close to another downgrade, just the way it goes. But we can improve accuracy on our quarterback, Markel Pearson. I've used Field General quite a few times, but I guess not every week. And now every year we chase 3,500 passing yards with our quarterback. Pearson still needs a good 1,505 games. He'd have to be right around 300 yards a game, and that's just very unlikely. Look what we're playing in this time, guys. Our first heavy snow game. Yeah, we had that one snow game last year I wanted to win, but this one is the heavy stuff. So can Markel Pearson stay on that pace he needs to get to 3,500 yards in a game where the field looks like this? Quentin Whiteside in the backfield, and we get underway with a run. I don't know how much throwing we're going to be doing here in this game. We're going to roll him out to the right side here, looking for Mitchell, and that is off the mark. And here on third down, he's going to throw it over the middle, but Fulcher is unable to hold on. Hey, the super simming is going okay. Manuel Cruz for a gain of 18. This is actually a good passing drive for Pearson. There we go, Mitchell Evans, but then an interception. And then a 40-yard touchdown to Brendan Rice. So what do I know? Suddenly his passing yards are going to look all right. 14-10, but not so fast, says Markel Pearson. I have not had to do a 2-minute drill like this before, where you can't see much at all. Brendan Rice on the reception. And already 171 passing yards for Pearson. We do have all of our timeouts. Really should have spent one there. But at least now we don't have to look as deep down the field on some of these. Complete to Mitchell Evans. I do not see Blaylock out on the field, and the backup tight ends have a lot of production. So that is not good. We're looking for Mitchell Evans, and it is just out of his reach. Calling this 4-down territory. And on third down, well, when you don't get anything on third down, does that change things? 4th down and 3. It's going to be a screen. And Dunn gets caught for a loss. We move to the second half. Still no Jeremy Blaylock, so missing our best pass catcher. And it's a short gain for Whiteside, who's at 56 yards. This one's going to get dumped off, and Manuel Cruz stumbles to a first down. On the carry, Jarquez Hunter, 9-yard gain. 3rd down and 6. Heaving it up. Oh, my. Intercepted by a defensive lineman. We got it right back. Intercepted by Kurt Daniels. He's been playing a lot. All right. It's like it didn't happen. On the ground with Elijah Dunn, and that's a first down. Pearson's going to take off now and just could not accelerate fast enough. There was some room underneath for Adonai Mitchell, but it's going to be 4th and 5. I think we could go for it. It's telling me to. I kind of wanted the kick here. Back to pass. Nice job, Bradford. It's the rookie receiver. Heading outside, getting a block from Evans, and Quentin Whiteside runs in for the touchdown. In most of these episodes, there have been so many Quentin Whiteside highlights. Not so much this time around. One of the most disappointing things to me. I love playing with Quentin Whiteside. 17-14. Denver football, and they're down by 3. We have 5.5 on the clock. The quarterback here for Denver now, Anthony Richardson. I don't know what's going on in this series. Richardson hands off, and Jonathan Clinton meets Keaton Mitchell for the loss. RJ Harvey now in the game. It's 3rd and 6. There goes Richardson, putting it up for grabs. Caught! First down, Cortland Sutton. On the carry, there isn't much there. So 3rd down, they're still not quite in field goal range, but probably now it's 4-down territory. Richardson from our 43 goes down. What a rush from Matias Madrano. And they will not go for it this time. So Montreal trying to protect that slim lead, win a snow game at home for our 4th victory. And Cole Bradford takes it up to the 28. I see the wear and tear on our offensive line, and I know what we want to do in this situation. I'm actually going to make a decision here to take Kyle McCann out of the game. Whiteside's the running back. We'll give it to him on 1st down, and he breaks the tackle. That's a 7-yard pickup. Cliff Pierman checks in at running back. Oh, come on, Mitchell Evans. That guy was right in front of you. Fullbacks still block with a mind of their own. No clue what they're going to do. 3rd down and 4. It is so messy here. There's nowhere to go. Can't see a thing. Richardson gets out of the pocket, and he can get the 1st down now. Broke a tackle, goes out of bounds. Good protection for Richardson. Good tackle there. It's 3rd and 6 Denver. They have 1 timeout left. And we're down to about a minute and a half remaining. Richardson throws over the middle. Caught! Troy Franklin. We're going to keep Rivera in a spy just in case Richardson decides to scramble. 1st and 10. Richardson running around, and he's sacked. That's a loss. Braden Swinson brought him down. And I don't know about field goal range from here. From the 41, Richardson. No! Rivera. I mean, it's like he didn't see the ball. Cortland Sutton made the catch. That was a risky play by Anthony Richardson. But they want to get closer. Richardson's going to scramble. He has the 1st down all the way inside the 10 where he fumbles it. And the Snowhawks catch their biggest break of the season. Richardson took it all the way inside the 5, so close to the end zone. And we end up taking the football away. And we're going to win this game. At this point, I did not care how. I just wanted a game to go our way in the final minutes again. And that is a wrap. Montreal wins in the snow. We clearly need to come back with better offense next season. I have to figure out how we're going to get there. That's 4 wins. This is officially our 2nd most successful season. There's still a chance we end up with more wins. We still have some games to play. Pearson had 256 yards, 2 interceptions. Was actually a very good day on the ground for Quentin Whiteside. Long of 13, 94 yards. He was actually very consistent. They made some catches that just flat out annoyed me, by the way. Cortland Sutton. Glad we're not facing him again anytime soon. We have an injury coming out of this game, and unfortunately, this might be ending Jeremy Blaylock's season and his pursuit of hitting 1,000 yards and Superstar X Factor development. How many more games can we win without our best pass catcher? Give me some run blocking here. It's Connor Logan getting the upgrade and +2 run blocking. Interesting. He's listed at edge, but he's 298 pounds. With them actually having edge rusher in the game, you don't usually see 300-pound edge rushers that used to be like 300-pound defensive ends. Chad Jennings has star dev 86 power moves, and he's a much higher overall than some of our other D tackles. I think we bring him in, move him to defensive tackle. That's a no-brainer. Don't think I'll make a move at tight end. I don't think the opportunity is really there. So we're going to stick with who we have. I think we'll just put Blaylock then on injured reserve to make room for the new defensive tackle. He's still a true 72. And we're going to go power rusher. Make him a 73. The upgrade gives him another power move, finesse, block shed. He has no sacks in his career. He's in his third season, it appears, a former 7th round pick. The snow melted and it's sunny out this week. Now taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Finally getting a touchdown here in the third. We cut this to a 2-possession game. Wow, big interception. Tampa Bay was in the red zone. Nick Matias just slammed the door. So, we have a slim chance. And I just saw at quarterback, Max Wilbon's in the game. Did Pearson get injured? I didn't make any kind of a move. I've been seeing him in the play log. Good throw there from Max Wilbon. Yeah, he's at only 20 yards. It appears Markel Pearson has gotten injured, further complicating this quarterback dilemma this year. Nice job, Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell's gotten, the development of him in this series has been really fun. Whiteside has just over 500 rushing yards on the year. Was really hoping he might come close to 1,000, but I don't know if we're even close to that reality. I'm starting to get a little fatigued by this playbook, honestly. And I'm thinking in Season 5, I might look for something fresh. Because there's just a lot here I don't want to call. Plays with like 5 seconds worth of motion. First off, I don't want to call it all. And there are just too many formations. It's just disorganized. I'd rather have more plays per formation and less formations overall. That's a catch for Brendan Rice. So I might look for a new playbook. The Ben Johnson one served us well in some ways, but I am ready for something a little better. Up top, Mitchell, the target! No! Back to pass and rolling to the right. It's going to get dumped. Are you kidding me with that throw? Come on, Wilbon. Matias gets a sack. Buccaneers in field goal range do go back up 11. We just kicked another field goal with 2:40 left. But this game is over. All right, a 10-loss season again. The best we can do now is 7 wins, which would top last episode by 1. But now, who's our quarterback going to be the rest of the year? Haven't seen that be a position that gets injured often. Pearson had a $150 before he exited. Javier Villa, 2.5 sacks. We do like to see that. We upgrade Chad Jennings again, now a 74. And another power move, so he's going to have the team leading. Wow, with a boost, it gets up to 95. We got to get him on the field. And Markel Pearson's season is over with a broken thumb. So, he showed some potential, but I'd say that our quarterback situation going into next year is very up in the air. I don't know what I want to do. At this point, maybe I feel a little bit better with Pearson. We're going to add a quarterback off of the Tampa Bay practice squad. This is J.J. Parsons in his 3rd season. Not really planning to play him unless Wilbon ticks me off. Giving Kevin Fulcher a physical upgrade. As catch in traffic, I'd like to get better. Spec catch works too. And here is the new quarterback, J.J. Parsons. I was looking for somebody who had a decent blend of short accuracy and some speed. And maybe I will want to try taking a few snaps with him because he does have 82 speed. A little bit better than Pearson. Buffalo's 12-2. I don't have the highest of expectations for this matchup. If we are clearly going to lose, I might make the quarterback change. And that is a 68-yard touchdown from Max Wilbon to Adonai Mitchell. We actually lead this game by 10. Xavier Thomas gets the sack. We've had a great half. We just threw a pick right before half. And now it's tied. Intercepted again, that's 3. Hello, J.J. Parsons. You have entered the game at quarterback here, trailing by 3. And his first throw is caught. And it's Fulcher. I don't know what has gotten into Wilbon this year. He has just never simmed this poorly. Whiteside got around all those defenders somehow. Didn't even have the trigger pressed down, just moving slowly around them. I do try to wait to use that speed boost because, you know, this game likes to disengage all the blockers as soon as you start sprinting. One of the most ridiculous, you know, forced mechanics in the game. All right, J.J. Parsons. Parsons to the outside. Wow, Bradford should have had it. 3rd down and 11. And we're going to get 6. And we'll just look to tie the game and see where this one goes. Trying to get win number 5 against a really good 12-win team. And maybe we can take this quarterback controversy to new heights. We'll see. Bills football in a tie game. James Cook is stuffed. Rushing 4. High throw from Allen, incomplete. 3rd down. Madrano pushes the pocket. Allen sends it over the head of his intended receiver. So we spend all this time with Markel Pearson at quarterback, but now a guy who wasn't even on the roster until a few minutes ago is in the game, trying to lead us to one of our biggest wins of the year. After a triple interception meltdown by Max Wilbon. Good throw on the move. Manuel Cruz. To the air. Oh, man, I thought we had him on the post. I thought we had him that time. Did we? They called cover 4. It can really work against that. It just takes some time. And we didn't have it. Man, yeah, we had him here. Mitchell's got him turned around. He was going to be off to the races. Running inside, and finally some room. Whiteside to the 20, and all the way. A 44-yard touchdown to put the Snowhawks in front. Been waiting way too long for one of those. With that run, Whiteside should have more rushing yards than he had a year ago, which doesn't even sound right because it's been such a down year. James Cook gets it. Can't let him respond. Still a lot of time in this game. Feel like I haven't shown a lot of defense either, so I want to show a lot of it to close this game out. It's gotten a lot better on this side of the football. Good throw from Josh Allen. That was kind of crazy. We're actually getting more interior rush, and we haven't even really unleashed Jennings yet. He's in the game now. Got 3 defensive tackles in. And it's James Cook wrapped up. Good throw from Allen. That was another crazy pass. Chad Jennings here in the game. It's 2nd down, Buffalo. Setting up a screen. Here's James Cook to the 15 and still going all the way to the 5. The handoff to Floyd, and they say no, not yet. 3rd and goal from the 1. Josh Allen lines up under center, and he's in. Touchdown, Buffalo. There is J.J. Parsons making his Snowhawks debut. Wasn't expecting this kind of a stage. Brendan Rice has 9. I need to avoid Cole Bishop. Last time we played these guys, threw a really bad pick that he caught. 2nd down and short. Getting the 1st. Whiteside's over 100. Back to the air. That is Fulcher, who gives us pretty good looks even when he's getting the tough matchup. We're letting Parsons throw. And got lucky there that 8 didn't see it. Terrell Bernard. Like, our receivers have gotten much better at being possession guys. And that's a nice development. The route runnings are slowly improving. The O-line is still a mess in front of us, but that much is getting easier. Here we go, Whiteside. Here we go. First down. Adonai Mitchell going out and rolling now. Here's the speed of J.J. Parsons. Thought about staying in bounds. Just decided there to go out all the way to the 30. Bills are going to probably start calling timeouts here shortly. But we'll run it. Whiteside gets us 5. Third down, to the air. Adonai Mitchell on a perfect strike from J.J. Parsons. Big time throw. And we can set this up now between the hashes. Oh, wow. Kyle McCann suffered a broken collarbone. His season's over. And Josh Sanchez has just won us the game against the 12-2 Buffalo Bills. Snowhawks, 5 wins on the year. Again victorious at home. And we did it with J.J. Parsons in relief. Now, he played a good role in us making this comeback. Didn't have to get us a touchdown. Quentin Whiteside took care of that. There were some good plays, though. And I think I'd like to start him in the final couple matchups. He did not have a huge showing here. He only had 10 passes, but 8 of them were complete for 82 yards. Wilbon picked off 3 times. One of them was me. Might not make the episode, but the other 2 were on him in the simming. Whiteside, $123, turning his season around at the last minute. Adonai Mitchell had a big game. And suddenly we're just 1 win away from matching our wins of last year. And Chad Jennings had a sack. Finally upgrading Quentin Whiteside. And it's taking a while to get to these now with him in the 80s. And he's 25 years old. So he's basically who he is. The number 32 ranked running back. Which means he's like a low-end starter. Kyle McCann's broken collarbone will land him on injured reserve as we continue to lose players. I can't believe he's been here for like 2 games and I already have to give Chad Jennings nearly $10 million a year. At some point, the salary cap could become an issue. We have some really good players and I've gotten many of them under multi-year contracts. But when they come up again for their deals, it might complicate things at some point. We're not there yet. I can kind of hand out deals and do whatever I feel like right now. But one day I won't be able to. We have a roster spot opened up, so I'm going to add another edge rusher that caught my eye earlier. This is Reggie Carter. At this point, I think we're collecting players who have very similar ratings, but he is an intriguing player with good finesse moves. He's more well-rounded than most. And he will join our roster for this final stretch run where we will be making the change at quarterback. And now I don't know how the simming is going to handle playing Parsons there, but it doesn't like Wilbon. Underway against the Steelers and J.J. Parsons. Getting us across midfield, has the drive stall out. But you get a couple first downs. It's respectable. Our last 2 games are very tough, by the way. The Steelers have a really good young quarterback in Cole Smiley. Then we face the Panthers, who I saw down below have like double-digit wins. The first interception for J.J. Parsons is picked off by Asante Samuel. Leads to a touchdown. He's picked off on the next drive by Jalen Ramsey. But then we get it back. Mac McWilliams. This one is going to get dumped to Quentin Whiteside. He made one man miss, and then Ramsey as well. Some of the best open field moves in the game. We're down to the 11. Parsons hands. Pierman's chased down. We're going to throw it to the end zone. It's overthrown and picked off. I loved the chance here to get to Fulcher, perhaps, and it ends up being J.J. Parsons' third interception. Before halftime, Parsons is throwing us inside the red zone. I'm going to let him do his thing here. Touchdown, Brendan Rice. So despite 3 first-half interceptions, it's only a 7-point game. Off the play fake. Dropped off to Mitchell Evans. Here's all kinds of space. Bounced right off and then broke a tackle. Quentin Whiteside, guys. He is really turning this episode around. And it does appear that this is going to be the most rushing yards any running back has had in a single season. Again, it doesn't really feel like it. But we've always had a split backfield, and Whiteside has gotten most of the carries after losing Kamani Vidal. 4 receivers now in the game. We're going to spread the field. Whoa! Diving grab, Cole Bradford. Here's Whiteside. They clear some room. He bounces off the safety and is inside the 5. First and goal. That's a touchdown for Cliff Pierman. Tie game. Sacked by Joel Newton. The defense keeps playing outstanding as we make it to the 4th quarter. Again, shocked it's this favorable when we turned the ball over 3 times in the first half. Huge pass. Adonai Mitchell. Over the middle. Nice! There it is for Rice. First down, Parsons. Here's a carry for Whiteside. Shook him there in the hole. Gain of 9. Less than a yard to go on 3rd down. Taking it to the right. Jarquez Hunter takes it to the end zone. Snowhawks lead it. Cole Smiley in the game for the Steelers as they trail despite winning the turnover battle. Can our defense get us win number 6? It would match last year, and after some of the developments of this season, at least being on par with a year ago, would feel pretty good. Both seasons have had their share of tumultuous moments. Smiley's throw is caught, and that'll take the Steelers all the way to the 10. Smiley steps up. He wants 6, and it's batted away by Matias. Pressure's coming. Caught. Stopped short. This touchdown ain't going to be a gimme. Here we go. 3rd down and 6. Rushing 4. Taken off now. We had a spy. Where was he? Where was the spy? J.J. Parsons heads to the air. That's caught. Rice gets us a good starting gain of 11. 3rd and 8. And we're going outside. Out of reach for Mitchell Evans. It wasn't the drive we were looking for, so here are the Steelers under 3 minutes left in a tie game. Smiley dumps it. That's going to be a first down. Not getting any pressure, and that is caught. Pass rush has been non-existent. Trying to end the drive here. Steelers in field goal range. Smiley deep down the middle for Metcalf, and yeah, at this point, just let him score. Touchdown, Steelers. And so, J.J. Parsons has the difficult task of trying to pull off this comeback. A wide open Adonai Mitchell makes it a little bit easier. 10 catches on the day. What a game he's having. Dumped off. Just got it there in time. So we're close to midfield already. Not sure what happened to Whiteside. Haven't seen him in a while. For now, it's Pierman following blocks on the screen. 304 yards for JJ. Having some trouble these last couple plays, and now Whiteside's back in the game. Good route. I trusted him there. That was an option route, and he ran it perfectly. I think we can sneak a run in here. Whiteside hit down. Now it's going to be Mitchell Evans. And we've got 4 downs now to figure this out. We'll take it inside 40 seconds. And head to the air. This is caught. It is Fulcher. He's got the touchdown. Kevin Fulcher with 33 seconds remaining. Doing the Amon-Ra St. Brown celebration. And now, do you go for 2 or play for overtime? We're at least going to force them to give us a look. We're going. And over the middle. Caught! Mitchell Evans for the 2. In the place of Jeremy Blaylock. With 33 seconds left and 3 timeouts, there is still ample opportunity for the Steelers to get in field goal range. But here is an opportunity for win number 6. This will go under 30 seconds now on this return. Can we get a couple big plays on defense? 4 receivers in the game. Smiley dumps it. This is going to be about 9 yards. That took 6 seconds off. Trying to push the guard back. Smiley in trouble. Dishes outside. I think he got out of bounds. Or not, because they called their second timeout. Got Chad Jennings here in the game. And the pass is caught! He's loose now. Let him score, I guess. Touchdown Steelers! Gave him too much of an opening, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have taken the lead. And who makes the touchdown catch, everybody? It is wide receiver Braxton McLeod. Could there be any relation to Marquise McLeod from my Pittsburgh Steelers franchise? Our old quarterback. Man, playing cover 2 worked the first few plays, but as they're calling 4 verticals, it wasn't the right call. The 2-point try is successful. 8 seconds to run a play here, and we'll get Brendan Rice all the way to the 38. So, Hail Mary time, and then it won't be enough on its own. Here we go. Final play of regulation. J.J. Parsons picked off. Again, we had a chance. Just didn't go our way at the end. There is now just 1 game remaining. We're playing a very good team, too, in the Carolina Panthers. Quentin Whiteside has 715 yards, as his yards per carry has recovered from that 3.2, I think, bottom it was. Now it's up to 4. Adonai Mitchell has a 1,000-yard season, and this is the most receiving yards anybody has ever had in a single year in the franchise. So, very good stuff from him. Would love to see like a move to star dev. On defense, I'm sure we're close to some milestones. Newton has 11.5 sacks. Villa and Medrano are each at 9. Really, our sack production's quite impressive overall. I appreciate you guys continuing to support this fun series. I know today might not have been as successful as we wanted, but I ain't going nowhere with this series. We are going to continue to try to make it work with Montreal. I think that at the very least, the team continues to get higher rated players. And today, that turned into the best defense we've ever had. Clearly, the big progress now needs to be on the offensive side. But we have some really big questions. How much better can we get before next season? And who's the quarterback? I have no idea who our quarterback is in season 5. We've opened the door to a new quarterback, and we've seen what it looks like now with 3 different players this season. At this point, I really like having some more mobility when we're playing. It gives us more options. This year felt like rock bottom for the offense, and now the idea of developing a new quarterback is less scary because we saw Wilbon just fall on his face this season. Picked off. Man, we had a little bit of an opening here. I am intrigued with J.J. Parsons, but I would be hesitant in trying to name him the starter next year. What happened? That is Fulcher, wide open. Touchdown. I think at this point, the question you ask is, can we get this guy to 3,500 yards? Because that's where we get that big boost. That's how we got Max Wilbon 10 upgrades in one go. Is J.J. Parsons the type of quarterback you could get to 3,500 yards and then end up with a much better overall player? And you have to factor in the age, too. Parsons is 24 years old, I believe. I'll have to double check. 3rd down and 10. That's Fulcher bouncing off and not quite getting the first. What? He didn't get it? I guess he didn't get it. I'm challenging. Because he did. I just won the challenge. I never win that. A spot of the ball challenge was just successful. Yeah, I knew what I was seeing. Caught! Mitchell Evans. We're going to head to the air and just give Fulcher a chance on 4th down. He just caught that. Kevin Fulcher on the touchdown. You do wonder, is this offensive infrastructure now friendly enough to a young quarterback where starting over could be a good idea? If we don't stick with Parsons, we'll double check his age, but I thought he was 24 years old. All right, 5-11 Montreal has a chance to get to 6 wins if we can get the football back. 2:29 remaining. It's a 6-point game. Bryce Young throws it away. Bryce Young on 2nd down, dumps it. Good tackle. One more play and we can get the ball back to J.J. Parsons. 3rd down. We know they're going to the air. Chad Jennings is in the game. We put some pressure on him here. Bryce Young on the roll. Deep shot. T-Mac caught. Barlow was a step too late. Bryce. Well, that's probably the right play there. 7 sacks. With your defense, record 4 sacks on the opposing quarterback. Why does that just pop now? We have more than 4 sacks in how many games? Unless we're talking about one player specifically. That's going to get them to about chip shot field goal range. We'll call a timeout anyway. I guess I'd like to have the ball again regardless if we have a chance to win or not. And a keeper for Bryce Young. That's game. What do you think about the quarterback situation going into next year? We started 3 quarterbacks this year. Max Wilbon was terrible. Markel Pearson was up and down, but was better than Wilbon. And then J.J. Parsons, kind of a volatile player, but did rack up a lot of passing yards, has more speed. So what direction do you go from here? J.J. Parsons, 333 yards in this game, 1 interception, 3 touchdowns. We need to find some offense. We need to do what it takes to get 20-plus points per game. Heck of a day for Kevin Fulcher. That is 10 for 140 and 3, one of the best games a receiver has ever had in this series. Chad Jennings, 3 sacks. So I'm still wondering why that trophy popped. But Chad Jennings has at least like 5. And he's only been here a little while. And we'll close on some more upgrades. Chad Jennings. I think he hit a milestone, and the dude's barely been here. 5 sacks in a season is a milestone. So as far as finding new players for the future, we have a few. Chad Jennings is one of those players. Connor Logan gets an upgrade. And I think after taking his starting spot away, he's made it safely his again. He's now a true 74 overall guard. Not too bad. Jamison Dunlap gets an upgrade. Gonna work on some of the pass protection with him. He's also one of our better run blockers on the line. Juan Corbett. He is going to get a power upgrade to improve some pass blocking, and he is our top-rated offensive lineman. The ratings aren't too scary with him. It seems our social media account is hyping up J.J. Parsons. Is that the last time we see him start? At the very least, I will be giving him a contract offer, and he is 24 years old. We sign him to a 2-year deal. Our season is over. And we scored 18.3 points per game this season after 19.8 last year. The offense was just worse. Second worst scoring team in the league. The defense, meanwhile, ended up with 62 sacks and 16 takeaways. I'm a big believer in this defense. A better offense would make their job easier. We were 40% on third down, 50% on fourth down. We had 30 giveaways. Yeah, that's why we had 5 wins. So Markel Pearson is our leading passer on the year. J.J. Parsons did the best in terms of passing yards per game. He was also only sacked 6 times in 3 games. I don't know who's our starting quarterback in week 1 next year. I just don't think it can be Max Wilbon. Quentin Whiteside, 752 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he had 11 last year. Quentin Whiteside was outstanding in year 3. Nobody else cleared 200 yards rushing. Whiteside took a big lion's share of the carries. Adonai Mitchell posts a team record 1,135 yards on 80 catches with 4 touchdowns. Kevin Fulcher had 7 scores. He kind of took any momentum that Victor Vega had, but his route running is just so much better. And I think the production shows that it was a good investment to give him a lot of opportunities this season. Closed really strong, and hopefully next season we could see him have maybe closer to a 1,000-yard year. Blaylock gets hurt. Otherwise, he could have had close to 1,000 yards this season. Quentin Whiteside, 243 yards receiving. And here's the offensive line with the tackles giving up a combined 30 sacks. 10 charged to Connor Logan. Jordan Rivera, 157 tackles to lead the team. 11.5 sacks for Joel Newton. Javier Villa had 10. Matias Medrano, 9.5. Clearly, our pass rush actually has improved a lot. We sometimes don't get it when we are looking for it late in games, but this defense was good enough for us to win 10 games this year, I think. If the offense could have met them with the other portion of the necessary work. Artie Barlow was our only Pro Bowler this season. The Houston Texans win the Super Bowl this year, 23-17 over the Philadelphia Eagles. And we have reached the end of Season 4. Here are the retirements. Last year, we did lose running back Kamani Vidal. And this season, it doesn't appear that there are any Snowhawks. I'm not anticipating much to be different with dev traits, but we will take a look. We have no movement at wide receiver. Offensive line stays the same. Blaylock stays the same. The defense has Artie Barlow up to an X Factor. So we have 2 of them now on this team. And I think those are the only changes. I really like the defense. I think it just continued to get better with the addition of some extra pass rushers over the course of the year. The focus now has to be on what do we do to improve the offense. We have to find the right quarterback to lead this team. And yes, it appears that there was no end-of-season regression for the quarterbacks. So, just to lay out where everything is with this team then, Wilbon is truly an 82, Markel Pearson a 72, J.J. Parsons a 67. Parsons is the best scrambler. Pearson is a little bit behind him in that department, but ahead in throw power, in medium accuracy, certainly deep accuracy. That's significant. And he's better under pressure. Remember, these are the sliders that I've been playing on. The QB accuracy is down for both the user and the CPU. There are more missed throws, and I think it makes things a little more interesting. Although, I think some of the misses today were pretty annoying. And I need to know when we get to training camp of the start of year 5, and I have the chance to boost one of these quarterbacks, who is it going to be? It ain't going to be Max Wilbon getting that drill. Max Wilbon is 26. Pearson and Parsons are now 25. We could look to upgrade one of these two, or we could see if there is an intriguing enough rookie that happens to be available and just start fresh if there are enough skills that I'm looking for. If I had to pick right now between who we had, I think I'd feel a little bit better about Markel Pearson. His ratings are just a little bit more complete than Parsons. But I'd love your thoughts down below in the comments, and I will be back with the next installment of the Snowhawks soon, where we try to get this offense on track so we don't have another year where we end up failing to match the previous season. I hope you enjoyed the video. We won 5 games. We got some development. We had some fun. But I do want more. And I will see you with more next time, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. The Snowhawks shall return. We are going to make this work. Have a great day.